Yeah, on a little ahead, I don't know what the confusion was being.
And I believe
Well, no, I'm sure you people have discussed it.
we are talking about the loss of food, and now is the last
loss
point of food. Like where you don't have to confide. Let me just pick that point for you.
I'm sure everybody here is about 18 or 20 years. So when it comes to trust, I'm sure everybody has had
Experience
their
of
fair experience or share of trust. Honestly speaking, when it comes to trust issues, you will say, oh, one thing I realized is you will say, I've learned my lessons, but you will always keep learning your lessons. You never stop. You never stop learning them. There are times you will say, I'm more than mafia, but there's always somebody who's a mafia than you. So when it comes to trust issues, just trust your instincts and put yourself first. Just trust your instincts and put yourself first. Maybe we will talk and we'll discuss that later or again later. Last week, the last class, what were we talking about?
We did savings and investments.
Really?
Yes.
We spoke about finance. So who has practiced or who has put into use what we learned from the last class?
Are we going to do our activity presentation?
Of course, we'll get there.
So the answer shouldn't be about that.
From what we learned from the last class, savings and investment, who has put anything into it? The way Elizabeth is laughing. I'm getting my answer. Who has put it into use? And I think the last two classes we spoke about self-improvement. Who has seen any self-improvement? Oh, no one will answer. If you don't mind, you can share with us what your self-improvement has been. If it's not too personal, you don't mind sharing, you can share. Your savings and investments within the last class too. If you learned something and you want to share, you can share. The floor is open.
For the self-improvement, you said something on continuous learning and continuous exposure. And with my background, I took time to learn other courses and to know the reason why companies are recruiting this set of people that are, even though we know the same background. So I took time to investigate and learn more about it, to which I took steps to attend or enroll on those courses, to which it will help me to be above another place, to which I can get recruited to certain places I want. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, great. Okay. To wrap it up on the self-improvement, what we just spoke, the main focus of the self-improvement classes was if whatever you've been doing, you are not seeing growth, then you should know that you are failing yourself. I'm going to use a typical scenario. In the year 2015 or 16, I met a guy at the airport. And he was very conscious. He was telling me about how the great things he is doing or he's put time into doing. Let's say when we all met, we were all working. Let me tell you as an example, you get an idea what I'm trying to focus on. And 5 years down the line, I still see him where I met him or saw him in 2016 or 15. But I am no longer at that spot. So let's say we met at Kaswa. I have gotten to airport and he is still at Kaswa working, like he's still coming. And I was telling him that from what is going on, I will get to maybe Lome, and he will now be getting to Wager, or he may even die at Kaswa before he even gets to Wager. What was the problem? Self-improvement was missing. He did not take self-improvement as a priority. The self-improvement, the goal of it when we had that class, the goal of it was make sure you owe it to yourself. Make sure every month, every year, you are seeing changes in your life. It should not be said that I knew you last 3 years, and when I meet you today, you shouldn't open your mouth to talk. Your life should tell the story. If you have to open your mouth to talk, and that means there's no self-improvement. I don't know if you already gotten it. If, let's say, maybe you were picking trotro or maybe taxi 3 years ago, and you are still picking it, that means self-improvement is what is missing. Don't give me the excuse of Ghana is hard, this. No. That is why we have mentorship class or we have seminars. When you are part of it, one thing you learn is that you always have to grow. Once you become stagnant, I don't want to delve into today's topic much, but once you become stagnant, then there's a big problem where you need to ask yourself questions that why am I not growing? Somebody asked me a question that what makes me happy each new year? I told the person each year I see growth. So I'm always looking forward to what the new year has in store. Each year I see new things, positive things. I accomplish new goals. Things that seem impossible becomes possible. So every year I look forward to what new thing has the universe got for me. There are times it seems impossible or whatever is happening seems a bit difficult or challenging. But before first half of the year, you realize that it just falls in place. Whatever the goal was, whatever the target was, before July, it just happens. So every new year, that's what keeps me going. Today's 14 had what it came with. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There were always that things that were adding up. So every new year, I'm like, oh, what has it in store? Self what? Improvement. But self-improvement is not easy. After self-improvement comes self-discipline. And that is what I want us to focus on today. We put a book on the platform. Oh, of course. It's easy to come to the mentorship class. It's easy to make time Saturday to struggle and come. But the question is, are you putting to use what we are discussing or learning? That is where discipline comes in. Elizabeth, so far, have you put to use anything meaningful you've learned here and you've seen results?
Okay, since I joined the mentorship class, I received the book, The Richest Man in Bangkok. Okay, I think somewhere in April. After reading it, I decided to keep 1/10 of my income. 1/10 of my income into my books. No, my accounts. That's what I just wanted to see whether I could do the thing. And so far, I think for the past 4 months, I've been doing it, and I think I can continue with it. So with this mentorship class, I've learned how to save.
talk.
Okay, so after reading the book, I learned that we have to pay ourselves first. So I kept a percentage of my income every month into my susu box. And I've been disciplined, like every month I ensure that I put that amount into my susu box. And for the past 4 months now, I'm seeing that yes, I'm doing it. So I'm going to continue with that. So I think the savings is okay, but as to what to invest that money into, I don't know. And I'm still looking around.
We'll get there. So when it comes to self-discipline, right? Before we love you, I want to ask you, we had a debate the last time. I don't know who won. I think no one won. We all
learned.
We all learned.
We learned, but it was.
I gave my side.
You took a stand.
I didn't take a stand. I gave what I believe.
We all learned.
I gave my I gave what I believe.
That's the you didn't take a stand.
And somebody said it aligned with a group's answer. I didn't choose. Okay, now so let's say let me use June and May, or May and June as the name of people. So now let's say May and June, they all work for Ghana, or let's say what company in Ghana? Any company, any name.
MTN.
Okay, let's say they all work for MTN. They are all graduates, and they all work for MTN. 5 years down the line, June is in a managerial position. May is still on junior staff. Do you think it's fair or it's not fair?
It's fair.
No.
It's fair.
Yes.
If you say it's fair, what makes you think it's fair? That two people employed at the same time, same position, but in 5 years, one is gone to a managerial position and one is still in a junior staff position.
They were all given first chance. They were all given equal opportunities. They were all given adequate period to look within themselves what they can do and do. One utilized it and took time to do whatever is expected of you. The other failed to do so or didn't take extra time to do it. That's why there is a sharp difference.
Okay. Who else has anything to say?
I also believe that during the stipulated time that we had, I think one was more or less like preparing himself or herself towards the requisite requirements that was needed for such a position to be given to him or her. So basically, yeah.
Anybody else?
I think why they were both working in that position, I think one invested in improving themselves, because going from a junior staff to that position, it means that probably the person has want to acquire more knowledge or degree in the process of time.
Anybody else? Oh, please, I didn't take your name.
My name is Rachel.
Oh, okay, Richmond. Nice meeting you. I hope you enjoyed the class.
Yes.
Here is casual. Anybody else?
I can also say that maybe the other person was okay with what he had, was satisfied with what he had, and the other person wanted more and did what was needed to attain that goal.
I think so far we are all sharing ideas, just like the debate the last time. Everybody is sharing this. Me, I'll share mine. Then we all agree which you think makes sense. Anybody else?
Well, okay. My own is like a scenario. I like the practical way of looking at things. So yesterday I was in the market And then amazingly, this same thing came into my mind. I saw those selling, when you go to the markets, the streets in between, there are some people who put things in between the streets, and there are some at the shop. So it just occurred to me that could it be that someone who used to sell in between the lanes like this has gotten a shop and is now having a big shop? Could it be? And then why would also someone also prefer to remain just in the street? Because most of the time, if you interact with some of the women, they will tell you, some are even having shops, but they will bring some of the stuff from the shop and come and sell in between. So this same question popped into my mind, that why would someone also prefer to be here and not push yourself to be up there? Because definitely, if you push yourself into the shop, we will still get people who will come and sell in between. Everybody needs a startup, but people also need to go up for other people to create space for someone to also come and learn. So I believe that, per what we are sharing, I believe that whatever opportunities they have, maybe the person they don't have the mindset of pushing him or herself to go forward or to get to the top. So to me, I think it's the mindsets, not opportunities they didn't get.
You see, both May and June are just like me and Ghana. Or we Ghanaians. You understand? Whilst one is shouting, Ghana is hard, I want to run away and leave the country. Others are enjoying and they are thinking of how to make more from Ghana. The Lebanese are here, they are making money from Ghana. The country you want to run away from, others are here, they are making it. You hear stories of people who run from grass to grace. What I think happened to both me and June is, one had goals, one had self-improvement, self-value, and self-discipline. Whereas for the other person, these four things were missing. For the other person, these four things were missing. Do you get it? Because, why am I saying that? A friend called me somewhere last year, October or November. And when the friend called, he was bitterly complaining about his company and how it's not fair, whatever they are treating him, blah, blah, a lot of things. Why? Because he has been with the company for close to 10 years, 11 years. And they are not promoting him, but other people are coming on board. Let somebody join the company within 4 years, he or she has been promoted. And mostly when it's a lady, you hear stories of, because they are seeing some of the bosses, and blah, 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 blah. And I told the person that, since you joined the company 10 years ago, what has personally changed about you? Because from where I'm standing, the person I know you to be is the same person you are in this 10 years period. And I know when it comes to appointments or promotions in companies, they look at qualifications, let's say masters, other certifications you've done. And I know you've not acquired any of those things. So why are you basing your promotion on luck and hard work? What is there to show for it? Somebody joined the company within 1 year. He or she has gone to school, done masters. The other year, he has gone to do ACCA, other professional courses. So within 3 or 4 years, he or she has a lot of certifications. So when it's time for promotion, and that person applies with you, of course, they will take that person over you. So I was like, my advice to you is go back to school. Go and gather the certificates. You can talk and talk and talk, complain and complain and complain. I can show you 20 years from now, you will still be where you are. Nobody is going to say, oh yes, of course, the whole company, all the managers, they praise you that you're the hardworking staff. But company policy cannot be broken just to favor you. So forget about the praises and go for what is needed. So when it comes to both May and June, I personally think these are the values that we're missing. One went the easy way. After all, now I'm employed. I'm no longer part of the unemployed guide association. One got up and said, at least now I'm employed. What can I do to become a manager? So quickly, he or she started learning the things needed to become a manager and start acquiring them. It's like gone are the days whereby we say, teach me how to fish. Teach me how to fish. Now we are no longer at teach me how to fish stage. We are at teach me how to own the pond. And there are those who are at the stage of just give me what is in the pond. So whilst those who are complaining are at the stage of just give me what is in the pond, others are at the stage of teach me how to fish, and others are at the stage of I want to own the pond. Among these three people, who do you think will go far? The one who wants to. Do we all agree? Why do we say that?
Because if we have more, how do I describe that? More eagerness to achieve that goal.
You will have more self-discipline. He wants to own the pond. So that means that he knows there are things he's supposed to do and not to do. Your goals and your vision determines what you do and don't do. So if you are at the stage of give me what is in the pond, then you wake up every morning and take phone. Last week, I called Elizabeth, I called Susie, Edna, Ima, to ask them for money, and they gave me. Okay, this week, let me call Humphrey, let me call Charlton, let me call this. So you are rationing the people. This week, you call group A. Next week, you call group B. The other week, you call group C. So before the month to end, Susie knows that, oh, you called me only once to ask for money. Now they ask for 20 Ghana. And they know very well you said 20 Ghana. You said either 50 or 100. So if he doesn't call you again and he calls you the next month, you know that, oh, at least it was last month he called me, you call now. And that is the tactics and you. So once in a month, they call you. When they call you, go to next month or 2 months. Depending on the number of people they have. So this person is at the stage of give me what is in the pond. Understand? Give me what is in the pond. No matter what you say to such a person, it will never make sense to them. When you want to teach them how to fish or how to own the pond, don't worry. Affair, please, God willing, I'll start small. It's not easy. They just want to own the pond. And there are those who come to you and say, please help me. I'm tired of this life. I cannot be going about asking people for money or wake up, don't know how to feed myself, this kind of thing. I want to do something. So they come with ideas or they come and ask for ideas. They don't ask for money. Those people are at the stage of teach me how to fish. They don't want the money. They want idea. They want something to do. They want to earn what they are being given. So instead of giving it to them for free, they want to earn it. So such a person who wants to earn it, the discipline of that person is different for the discipline of the person who just wants the pond. And there are people now who have learned how to fish, and they are fed up of fishing. Now they want to do what? Own the pond. Once they get to the stage of owning the pond, their goals and discipline also does what? Change. There's a taxi driver I know that was driving a taxi, and within 3 years, he owns 2 taxis. Within 3 years, he owns it. And now he has people working for him. So from how to fish to now owning the pond. So when you personally look at your life, what stage do you think you will find yourself? Give me what is in the pond, or teach me how to fish, or I want to own the pond. What stage do you think personally you are in your own life? One good thing I can say is I've never been or wanted to be in the stage of give me what's in the pond. I started from teach me how to fish, and then moved to I want to own the pond. Give me what's in the pond was never my goal. So if we should ask ourselves, genuinely, where do we think we are? Susie, you've been avoiding us since today. You are part of us. So we worry you. Are you at give me what's in the pond, or teach me how to fish, or I want to own the pond? You want to own the pond. To own the pond, or to get to the stage of I want to own the pond, means that you've learned how to fish and you've become the best at it. That's how come I wrote here self-improvement. From goals to self-improvement to self-value. So let's say, Elizabeth, where you are working, you've been with them for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, whatever number of years. You are at the stage of learning how to fish. You should have the target of self-improvement, whereby you tell yourself, I've been learning how to fish for the past 4 or 5 years. Right now, I want to own the pond. I no longer want to learn how to fish. So then you move to self-value and self-discipline. Self-value is when you take action to do what's necessary to get to owning the pond. So maybe going back to school, maybe starting a side business, starting something, no matter how little it is, you put it in the necessary steps. What happens is, life, we are controlled by the mind. So once you're able to change your mind, the level of thinking changes drastically. I was telling someone that if you tell yourself that if you don't see anything wrong with the fact that you are picking a taxi or picking a trotro, then that means you will never have the mind of saying no more. No one is saying be in a haste or be in a rush. No, life is in stages. By your vision determines the sacrifice you have to pay. So if you get up and say, okay, enough is enough. This is what I want. In 3 or 2 years, I want to be here. What do I have to do? When you analyze it, maybe you have to go back to school. Maybe you have to go and learn a new skill. Maybe you have to acquire a new set of skills. Maybe you have to acquire a new lifestyle. With that, you know, okay, now I'm making progress. We keep saying Ghana is hard, but trust me, there are so many opportunities in Ghana. So many opportunities in Ghana. The challenge is there are not people to do it because we don't have the self-discipline. If I tell you right now to go and learn software development and how to build softwares, it will take you about 4, 5 years or 3 years of learning, not joking, serious learning. You sit there and ask yourself, when you start the school and Monday to Saturday, every day you're by the room, seriously studying, I can't come and kill myself. You see the Chinese, they are way ahead. It didn't just happen overnight. Right now, everything IT development is all coming from China, made in China, made in China. They took the decision to do it. So when you have new goals, it will determine the discipline you come with. There are so many things you can do for money. So many. But the question is, are we willing to pay the price? Are we willing to become that disciplined that we can achieve the price? Somebody was telling me that he knows a doctor who is a plumber and an electrician. And I was like, that person knows what he wants. If you think the medical field money is enough for you, just be there. He knows what he wants. Maybe he wants to work for 10 years and then resign and be his own boss. So he's paying the price now. He's paying the price now. How many of us fear tigers? Tigers or lions? Oh, that is a.
It's only on TV.
But do you fear it?
Yes.
Liz, so are you saying you can stop before one?
Oh, if I see one, then I'll.
So you don't fear? You want to see before? Have you seen a snake before? You seen a snake before? But were you scared?
I was very scared.
You don't need to see before you determine. You see, discipline is little things. You see, I asked about how many people are scared of lions. Right? I'm sure everybody here is scared of lions. Even if a dog comes here right now, I'm sure everybody ran out of this place. But how many of us are scared of mosquitoes? No one. Everybody's like, mosquitoes. I'm not scared. But yeah, try and Google and find out the number, what the killing. I don't know what to use.
The death rate for
malaria. Just Google it and find out the death rate of malaria in Africa or in Ghana. The lion you are not scared of, or you are scared of, the probability of a lion attacking you is like 1%. And if that 1%, you really will take yourself. But the mosquitoes you are not scared of is what can actually kill you. You see how little the mosquito is? You don't bother. Oh, when I mean standing outside and they're telling you, come inside. There are mosquitoes. Oh, don't worry, I'll be fine. If you see a lion right now, nobody will tell you come inside, you jump inside. So what am I trying to say? The little things in life that we don't value are what makes or destroys us. Those little things. Oh, let me just say hi. Is it not just hi I'm saying? Oh, let me just check up on him. Is it not just checking up I'm doing? Oh, let me pay him a visit. After all, it's not just a visit, we are both mature adults. Then finally one day, I'm pregnant for you. Or you are calling, he's not picking up.
Is it not just pregnancy?
Is it not just Is it not just, and then what is it? Oh, if I take these 10 CDs from the money, my boss will not know, my father will not know, my husband or my wife will not know. It's not just 10 CDs. Let me just take it. Oh, last I took 10 CDs, nothing happened. Oh, let me take 20. Let me take 30. Oh, nothing will happen. Little by little, then what? You become a thief. Little by little. That is why the first book we recommended to read was The Richest Man in Babylon. There's only one thing I wanted you to pick from that book: integrity. Integrity. When he stopped his bad ways or his old ways, integrity became his number one factor to redeem his image. So to become self-disciplined, you need to respect every little thing or action you do. There are times I want to watch TV or a movie. I'll go to Netflix. I'll see series, 9 episodes, 10 episodes. You say, oh, let me just watch one episode and then I'll leave it and continue another time. By the time you realize, you stop everything you are doing and you make sure you complete it before. So when I go and I'm watching, look for a movie to watch, I look at the time. If it's a series, I skip it. If it's a 1 hour 30 minutes movie, I know maybe that one there, I can use 2 days to watch it, or let me start watching it. I can end it very soon. The little things. Oh, I want to be this in 2 years' time. Let me start reading 10 minutes a day. Let me start reading 5 minutes a day. So instead of little actions that lead to the bad way, rather start adopting little good habits. Oh, let me just read for 5 minutes a day. From 5 minutes, oh, it's not 10 minutes. Let me try 10 minutes. Let me try 15 minutes. Let me try 20 minutes. By so doing, what you are doing is that you are building discipline. You are building discipline. Because from 5 minutes to 10 minutes to 15 minutes to 20 minutes, right now you've built a discipline of reading daily. There are people here or people who I know that have not read even a single page of a book in 10 years. But trust me, this morning, I can guarantee that you've been on social media for more than 30 minutes or 1 hour. If your life is about joy, you want to laugh, you can be doing social media. But if you want results, you focus on self-discipline. Self-discipline is, I will do this and let me do it later. But self-discipline will tell you, do it now. And do it now is what builds us for success. Oh, let me do it later. Okay, let me do it tomorrow. No, I'll do it in the afternoon. And let me stop everything and do it now. If you're able to cultivate the habit of do it now, in less than 1 year or 2 years, where you see your life will be totally different. Do it now just means that you wake up and you say to yourself, enough is enough. today I'm going to do this. Today I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go around to distribute CDs. Today I'm going to start studying. I'm going to put in the application. Today, that job I was supposed to do that I've been postponing, I'm doing it now. Do you understand? Please, any questions? Because, whatever life, in the beginning I said that nobody here is below 18 or maybe 20 years. What I'm trying to refer to is that whatever life you are living today, right, it took you maybe not less than 20 years to build. So self-discipline requires do it now, little by little. Because if you are going to change, it's not going to happen overnight. The mistake we normally do or think is that, oh, I can change anytime I want to change. Oh, it's easy to do. You start, you get somewhere along the line, and then you give up. Who has noticed that anytime I try something new, or you say, oh, right now, I'm on diet, I'm going to the gym. The first 1 week, the vim, the zeal is high. After 1-2 weeks, you realize that, today I'm tired. Let me just take today to rest. Tomorrow, it's been a long time I ate chicken and fry and those things. Let me eat something. It's not just one. By the time you realize, you've gone back to your old ways. So when somebody tells me I'm going on diet, what I tell the person is, don't go on diet. Just think of being healthy. A day at a time. Maybe instead of eating after 6, I won't eat after 6, I eat at 5:30. Instead of this, just little by little. Because those little by little, it builds the mind for great things. So if you want to change your life, it's not going to happen overnight. And it's not going to be easy. You need to have the strength of do it now. And that do it now includes taking baby steps. Oh, tomorrow let me go for a 5 minutes walk outside. Every day start going for 5 minutes walk. Then realize that, oh, now I can do 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Self-discipline tells you, wake up now. Instead of, oh, let me sleep a little. Let me sleep a little. Let me read a little. Self-discipline lets you know that I said I will go to church tomorrow. I will go. Oh, let me do it next week. Me and Mekaya said tomorrow I will go, but you tomorrow, let me do it next week. That's not self-discipline. I'm sure we all have places to be at this moment, but we chose to be here. A time will come, I can watch online. Let me do this. What I'm trying to say is that when it comes to self-discipline, if you are not conscious, there are things I do that at times it hurts me, but I have to do it because I know if I don't, I will lose that self-discipline. Because as soon as, oh, this is nothing, and it feels good, you want to continue it. Somebody was telling the fact that, oh, you people are honest. So I thought because we were doing a certain work and we didn't go well, and we refunded the money. And the policeman was telling us that we've met people, but you guys are a bit different. We appreciate your effort. And I'm just laughing in my head. I'm like, Or I will say I don't have, and I'll take 2-3 years to refund. But because I know of integrity and self-discipline, if we do that, it will become a habit. Before you realize it, you have a bad name. So there are times somebody will say, you owe me, but I know I've paid you. But yet still I'll go ahead to do it. Just refund. Learn the lesson the hard way and not to do it. Repeat it again. So if we all want to change our life, the self-discipline we are talking about is not a joke. It's not a joke. This week, I was like, hey, if it's a long time, this one day I'll eat. I got home around 7 p.m. and I saw rice and potato. I said, this one day I'll eat it. I said, I don't want to eat it after 6. But this one pound here, what can come? Can come. I'll eat it. But the next day, you wake up and you realize, I shouldn't have done it. Then you go back to doing the right thing. You see, a life of or a lack of self-discipline is the best way to live life. What am I saying? Lack of self-discipline is the best way to live life. Do you know why? There's no pain. After this class, I'll take 1 liter of Coke. Do you know how good it will feel to gurgle down 1 liter of Coke with chicken and fried rice? I mean, instead of coming to talk here today, Edna, postpone the class to tell them we are not available. Let's do it next month so that I can sleep. We can all sleep. You understand? So that we can all sleep. Let me go to the beach. You see, lack of self-discipline, you get instant reward. And that reward is usually pleasure. Do you get it? That reward is instant pleasure. But a life of self-discipline, the reward is in the future. A life of self-discipline, the reward is never instant. It is in the future. So come on, why are we not? That's why we are not disciplined. Because the lack of discipline, we are getting the instant results. In fact, who has had a broken heart before? Why girlfriend broken heart? You know, when I'm going to the first phase, let me just call him or let me just call her. It's just to check up. when you call and you hear the person's voice, you are a bit okay, relaxed. You get some satisfaction. Be like, instead of the pain you were going through for like a week or 4 days of not talking to the person, let me talk to the person. You get some instant reward, you feel comfortable. Then all of a sudden, a day passes, then you realize that you start feeling the pain. So you are eager to do what? Go back. So just because you want to avoid pain, you are not disciplined enough to walk away and get in 5-7 months, 1 year time, when you are healed and stronger, you can easily get a better opportunity. But because you can't wait for that 1 year or 10 months, you go back to whatever was causing you pain and you accept it. That is the reward for lack of discipline. So when you hear them say somebody has beat their wife and killed her, the beating did not start that day. It started a long time. But because of lack of self-discipline, she wasn't able to take the decision that I know I'll go through pain, but let me do what? Let me walk away. If you start studying, let's say, how to build a website or how to build a software, you will see the reward in 6 years or 5 years' time. But to wait for 5 years, if I go and do aviator betting or betway betting, I can get profit within 1 week. So you quickly go and take phone, you start the betting game. Because what? You want instant reward. We are going clubbing tomorrow.
Really?
If you go to the club, the joy you will get. Whilst you are going, somebody is in the house studying. Whilst you want to club, he is thinking of owning the club. So he is self-disciplined that he is studying and putting in the work. In 5-10 years' time, he owns the club while you are a guest. Because you always want instant reward. When you go to the club, the joy you will get that evening, you prefer it than being lonely. So I would say the reward for a lack of self-discipline is instant. But the reward for a disciplined life is in the future. You won't get the reward instantly. It's always in the future. So the reason why we are not seeing some results is because we have chosen today's reward over tomorrow's reward. But the truth is, a disciplined life reward that is in the future is way greater and more benefits than the instant. That's like I use May and June as an example of the scenario in the beginning. Whilst May was enjoying and sleeping, watching movies, morning to evening series, June was studying, upgrading herself or himself, upgrading. 5 years now, he or she is in a managerial position, comes to work, sits in the office and cross the leg. So those of you who are working, whenever you get angry that your boss is doing nothing, or your manager is doing nothing, or supervisor is doing nothing, but taking plenty salary, know that he or she has paid the price. He or she has done what? Paid the price. So keep quiet and do what? Go and pay your price. And stop saying he comes to work, nothing. He will sit down, talk on phone the whole day. When the man and we that we are doing all the works and everything, they pay him more than us. You think the company owner is a fool? It's like election. You see how the politicians, they will come to your house, come to your community, come to walk around, even eat with us, pounding, do everything. You see them roaming every corner of Ghana. They walk like every normal human being. When the election is over, you dare not even say you want to see that person. Somebody will say, there's no campaign after winning elections. So when they are paying the price, the time you were in your house insulting them, when they show on TV, this politician has gone to this area, there's a flag, you were in your house sleeping. When when they are traveling, Accra, Kumasi, all around, you are sleeping at home, enjoying life. But when the election is over and they are not enjoying, you are there insulting them. Somebody finished university. He or she risks his life not to continue and go and do politics. join a political party, every day on radio, talking. You will be insulting them at home. Then finally, after 4, 5 years or 6 years, his party gets the chance to win election. And whatever you have acquired in your life, you will use 1 year or 2 years to acquire what your whole lifetime you cannot acquire. And you say, the person is what? I'm scared. Do you get it? So we have to choose between discipline or lack of discipline. And trust me, it's very difficult to have a disciplined life. That one I'm not going to lie. It's very difficult. Let's talk about some of the easy things that we can do in life. Let's share. Who can tell me some of the easy things that can easily be done in life?
In terms of making money or
No. Anything easy.
watching movies is easy.
And it's what? Fun too, right? So easy and fun things. What, somebody is saying watching movies, somebody saying playing games,
Going out.
going out,
Listening to music.
listening to music. Very easy. What other easy things are there to do? Sleeping.
Clapping.
Good. Eating. What other thing? Anybody else? Oh no, let's share. What makes you think the easy things are fun?
You know, I think with sleeping like this, because sleeping is the reason why it's not difficult for me is it's a moment where you put your mind, your body, so everything to rest. To rest. So like you are not doing anything, you are not walking, your hands are not moving, nothing, like even your thoughts crying, you can shut it up and then just sleep. So that is, to me, that is right.
Who else again? The easy things. Steven.
Cannot be controlled. Sometimes, like sleeping, for instance, is involuntary action. You can sleep without even knowing. It becomes very difficult.
Yeah, they give instant gratification. It's effortless.
That's instant gratification. But you see, life has been built in such a way that the easy things has no reward. The difficult things have reward. That's like when you went to school, you've never seen them awarding the last person. They were all carrying the class. You never see them awarding that person. They don't even award to say they are motivating, no. They award the best student. So life is such that have this point in mind. Easy things, no reward. Difficult things, reward. So whenever you are doing something, ask yourself, what I'm doing, is it easy or is difficult? If you answer the question yourself, then you can judge your own life. What you are doing, is it easy or is difficult? Take the work you are doing, ask yourself, what I'm doing, is it easy or is difficult? If it's easy, the reward will be what? Easy and instant. If it's difficult, I hear people talking about footballers. Even myself, I was reading some of the news, I was like, God, it's like I have to play football. If what somebody is taking as a 1 week pay is all some of us need to resign for life. You understand? And before you even think of playing football, Common 1 hour jogging 2 times a week. You are not able to do it. Doctor says lose weight. It seems impossible. You see your fufu and goat meat, and you are saying you won't eat it because you want to stay fit. And when you see the diet of footballers, I was in an interview where someone was saying that, let's say a Ghanaian player, they were saying that during football season, you don't eat fufu, banku, and those things. Maybe when they come on, when they are on break, when the season is complete, then maybe he can try one fufu, just only once. And normally when they come on retirement, oh, that one there every day, they can eat it. And I'm like, hey, so somebody telling me not to eat rice. I like rice. And it's like this one here, I prefer to eat. And what I'm doing is that every difficult thing comes with great rewards. So if you are not happy with what you are getting, then change what you are doing. You cannot be doing easy things and expect great reward. So the reason why you are suffering in trying to let the business grow or set up that business, or you're not seeing the results you want, is because great rewards takes a lot of time and effort. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of work to even move from self-improvement to self-value to self-discipline. That one can even take the grace of God. How many of us set goals in January? This one they will all talk. You share one goal you set. Should we start from the left or the right? This is my left, this is my right. How many of us had goals from beginning of the year? No, share one goal.
Okay, so my goal, one of my goals for this year was to find ways and means to overcome financial challenges. It was one of my major problems last year, and to come out of debt was one. And I think by the grace of God and the intervention of the mentorship class, yeah, I have been able to meet it. I think about 75% of that goal.
Please, who else? Oh no, Tim. Did you set a goal?
I set a goal this year to learn another language, and I started earlier in the year, and I stopped mid-year. I think going through this class, I have to go back and continue.
Edna, the goal you set, the target, was it difficult or was easy?
It was impossible. It was very, very impossible. Like, beginning the year, it was very impossible because I saw everything I was doing right and I didn't see what I was doing wrong. And I felt it was divine. Like, I need God. God needed to come and turn things around. I need a breakthrough or an open door somewhere to only make it possible to see the change. Yes, so that is how it looked like. It wasn't easy, but when we started with the group especially, and then our coach, by God's grace, me, I get him every day. I have him, like, I call him my personal mentor right now. Like, I have him every day. His voice in my ears every day. So I think it helped. Taking the steps wasn't easy, but now, just as Elizabeth was saying, I think I'm getting used to it. It has become something that I am doing every week. Guys, I'm saving every week. And what seemed impossible has now made me realize that the problem was not with my finances as a whole, but it was me, my indiscipline and over budgeting and not thinking of not prioritizing savings, because I always felt I needed to get abundance to be able to save. I needed to solve all my problems before I can save the rest. But per the study from the book, I realized that I need to even save before I attend to my needs. And gradually, by God's grace, I think things have been
Shirley.
Yes, and that is in line with what Tim said, was to complete some courses. I needed to finish up that I started the previous year, and I was not able to. One was to complete an animation course I registered for. I was midway, then I stopped. Another one was also related to what I do at the office. So of course I took up. I have not completed it, but I keep going back to it to do it little by instead of stopping totally. I try to go back to it like every week, do a little bit of it.
But do you believe that goal you set, if you're able to achieve it, do you think it will better your life or it will give you advantage?
So I would say both. It will better but also give me advantage because it's in line with what I'm already doing to help me improve myself, to get more resources or more opportunities coming to me.
So would you say lack of discipline was preventing you from fulfilling it, or you are very disciplined but time is a factor?
Okay, so I would say that lifestyle have changed for me. I've moved, so that's one. So I would say it's not really the self-discipline, but I have to now restructure. Like the time I used to have previously, I don't have access to it anymore. So now I have to like come out of that and then restructure to like make room for me to grow.
So are you at a point whereby are you at the do it now or do it later stage?
I will still do it now because last week I took the course again. So I will say like I'm taking it on to finish it.
You know, I was telling somebody that if I'm rating myself, I think I'm at 10 or 20% capacity compared to what I can do or where I can be now. So before you think I'll praise you, I'm already condemning myself. So if I come attacking or condemning you, don't take it bad because me myself, no, I know I'm at 10%.
He never prays.
I know I'm at 10% or 20%. So don't expect me to come and do what? Praise you. Yes, it's good to praise people, acknowledge them, congratulate them. But when they can do better compared to what they are doing, what is the need for praises? At times, praises is good when the person is doing things at their 100% or even 90% capacity. They know at least, even if they are not there, you can praise us and then see you're on track, keep it up. But whereas what they are doing, they think they've produced results, so you should praise them. Whereas that result they could have done better, then there's no need for praises. You understand? So me, I always evaluate my own life. Before you come and tell me I'm not doing well, I've already marked myself that I'm at 10%, 30%. So whatever you will say is a compliment to add up to ginger me to know that, see, others are also seeing it is true. So let me do what? Work hard. But if you come telling me, oh, Charlie, you are doing very well, that this. Very well compared to what? It's like an exams where the highest student in class got, he was first. He was the first. He was first. Then you go into reality. What mark was the first? He's happy that he's first. And then you go and check 30% over 100. That is what he used to become the first position. Will you praise such a student? Or rather tell the student you can do better? So Edna, if you get 30 over 100, I will tell you you can do better. So let's all keep going. Do you get it? If yes, Elizabeth, we jumped. What goes?
Okay. So, I used to procrastinate a lot. So when the year started, I decided that if I have to do something, I have to do it immediately. Probably I've been given some assignments, and maybe they are not expecting results at that moment. Maybe they're giving me a week to complete that assignment. So far as I have I'm capable of completing that task in a day, I'll choose to do that thing first instead of delaying, I'll do it later. So I think with that, it has helped me a lot, and I have stopped procrastinating a bit. And I also decided to be reading more, because I think once you read, it expands your mind. So I decided to buy some books. Maybe at the end of every month, I buy a book so that I'll be reading small, and I think it's helpful. So these are some of it.
Buying is easy.
No.
Buying is easy. Reading.
The reading I do read, because after work I close at 5, and mostly because of the traffic situation on my road, I decided to be in the office at 6 o'clock. So between 5 and 6, the book that I have, I read. So I think I'm on course.
This point, self-value. Right? At times you have to value yourself. But the reality is, what do you have that you think is of value? When you look at your life at the moment, what do you think you have that is valuable? Not a material thing, but what do you think you can do that is of value? You should always aim at being the best in the room. It is not competition. You are not competing to be better than somebody. You are competing to be better than your previous self. So if there are 10 people working in this office, your goal should be, you want to stand out. You want to be the best. Of course, the sky is big enough to accommodate all of us. So if another person also sets that goal, you are not competing each other. You are competing at being the best of yourself. So when your goals are not helping you to achieve self-value, the question then becomes, what goals are you really setting? Do you get it? We all do set goals in January. Trust me, everybody sets goals. Everybody sets goals. Some crowd will say, after this year, God, if I don't buy a car, then it's not me. If I don't do this, then it's not me. They realize by July, life cried, there's no need to rush. Next year is there.
Well, prices are saving high.
I will do it. If I pay now, then you see those terms, you start coming to console yourself. at times you need to be hard on yourself. You need to be hard on yourself. The reason why I said at times I find it difficult to praise myself is because the question is, what am I praising? You understand? Because maybe what I've done is easy to do. What is that most difficult thing that I'll say, oh, I've done that and I've accomplished it?
I have a question.
Okay.
So there is nothing difficult you've done and accomplished.
Compared to what? When
Compared
I
to
see colleagues or people in my category, people I aspire, who are breaking barriers, doing great things, and I'm comfortable saying what?
So at what level will you say that now you will take a break and then yes, that's it. We are just
You tap yourself at the back. When you get there, you know it. Me, for me, I think I'm nowhere near there. Not even 1% or 5%.
there is a journey ahead of us. Just us.
No, you have to be real with yourself.
Hey,
You understand?
boy.
Somebody will tell me, hey, now you, Francis, I know you and the things you've done or accomplished or you've done. Charlie, you've done well for yourself. Well, of course, I'm not going to lie. I've done well for myself. But I know people at the same age who have done far greater. That's why I use the word self-value. Self-what? Value. So if I tap myself at the back now, what am I tapping? Is it?
The fact that
That's what I'm saying, that of course I'm not discouraged. We are pursuing greater things. You understand? We are still moving forward. But it's not the time for celebration. Once in a while you celebrate a little achievement. Then you do what? You get back to work. When you, let's say Argentina won the World Cup, they celebrated, was it this year they won it, right? Last year. So soon. Another year is coming. Now, if imagine Argentina saying they are keeping on the celebration and then the next World Cup comes and they are still celebrating their country, and then at the knockout stage, they are kicked out of it. The celebration will become insults and curses. It's like Ghana. The way we've insulted Asamoah. These same Ghanaians, we praised him. But these same Ghanaians too, we insulted him. So life is such that celebration comes to an end. And it's time to celebrate another thing. So always, there should be something worth celebrating. And that celebration cannot last longer. I don't know if you get it. Of course, you should give yourself a tap that at least you've taken a step that you want to change your life. So you are making time to go for seminars. Do you think it's easy to wake up and come for a seminar? You've been to work or you're stressed from Monday to Friday. Then today, Saturday, that you can be sleeping in your bed. You are, say, at a seminar. Of course, you can tap yourself. But once you tap yourself in the back, it's time to say, what impact is it making in my life? So let me move on. Do you get it? So the celebration is good, but when it comes to self-value, you realize there's so much more. Somebody is saying that there's a doctor who is a plumber and an electrician, and you're a doctor and you're celebrating yourself. You graduated medical school 8 years ago. Of course, when you graduated, you do what? You celebrate. But after the celebration, you cannot keep on celebrating. I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor. You should celebrate different results. As I can not set only one. Of course, there are things that I've accomplished in my life that I've celebrated it long time ago. So there are new things I need to do what? Celebrate. So maybe if you are coming to celebrate me for the old things in life, I've passed that stage. I'm at a place I want to celebrate new things. And what are you saying? I don't know if you are getting it. Somebody will say, oh, when I knew you, Charlie, you've changed, dude. You are this today. Of course, it's worth celebrating. But when we come to self-value, somebody is, let's say your colleagues you went to school with, they've bought cars, they are doing things. Life is not a competition. But God wants us to enjoy the good things of earth as well. Believing in God is not about a life of suffering. God also wants us to enjoy the good things of what? On earth. So it is not fun that I'm a believer and you are suffering. It's not a blessing. You get it? It's not a blessing. So this is where it challenges you to do what? Get better. I think I've shared this story here before or something. I don't know if it was here. I said, there was a time that buying fuel was a big challenge for me. It was a headache. And whilst I was thinking of getting a small car, that one I know 1.0, I can, even if I buy small, I can take me what? For a while, I end up with 2.5. But how did I do it? How did I overcome that headache? I realized it was time to set new goals. If I want to overcome that problem. And why many people are not self-disciplined is because their goals are so easy. Their goals are so easy. So the reason why I say at times you can't celebrate too much is because there are goals I have that I'm not even at 1% of it. So celebrating will be difficult. Imagine your family you are coming from, right? No one has owned a car in that family. Or no one has gone to the university in that family. If you also continue in that line, no university, you're also hustling. That's an easy goal. Because that family, nobody has done what? Achieved that before. But imagine you saying, I'll be the first in my family to complete a degree and master's. That is a very difficult goal. Do you get it? That is a very difficult goal. Hence, that goal will determine a lot of what? Self-discipline. Maybe we can share, to make self-discipline more practical, maybe we can share career experiences. Right? Bless, what do you do? Okay. So now, you see, he said it's into photography and cinematography, right? Now, let's can set a goal that I want to be the best photographer and cinematographer in Accra or in Ghana. Right? To set that goal that I want to be the best, it means the self-discipline is going to do what? Increase a lot. But let's set a goal that I want to be the best photographer in this room. Nobody is a photographer. So that's an easy goal. So that one there, once he's the only one snapping, chairman. So what? After here, you go home and go and sleep and eat. But when he says, I want to be the best photographer, I want to be the best photographer in Ghana. The work involved is what? A lot. So that means it requires new level of what? Self-discipline. See, when I smashed, I set some goals, right? When I smashed all of them, I was happy. So right now, I can wake up, sit down, eat, sleep. Because the goals I had set, I had smashed them. Let's say I had some goals for the next, let's say the year 2018. I had goals for the next 5 years or the next 4 years. And in 2019, I had smashed all those goals. So what happens? Nothing to do. Enjoying time. You understand? Enjoying time. Traveling. Waste of money. Just because I was at the point that now, Master, I've smashed my goals. What again is achieved? But I got to a point, I started having new goals, new ideas. That's when I realized there's nothing to celebrate. Are you getting it now? Sure. Your goals will determine your self-discipline, to determine whether to celebrate or not to celebrate. When I started having new goals and I realized, hey, I'm a beginner. Because what you thought you are champion. There was a story whereby a man had gone to buy a new car. And so he felt he has done all. So he was going to the friend's place. The main idea of going to the place was not to visit, to show off. And I think we all do it once in a while, you understand? When he got there, oh, Charlie, I have a new car. You know, right now, God, life is good. I mean, to show that Charlie, I'm doing some. It's been a while he has saw the friend too. Spoke. Like 20 minutes bragging like he was on top of the world because he feels he has moved ahead than the friend. So after talking, the friend said, Charlie, we were walking and chatting, and they go to the back and the friend said, this, my God's grace, we are doing small. This car now is for my kids to take it to school. This is the one now I use for Sundays. This is now what I use for. And the new car the person got to come and do show off. The person was doing show off too. The car that he has bought for his children to take to school can buy 5 of his. Straight away, when you see that the mood changed at once. Do you get it? So at that point in time, your celebration has done what? Changed. Because you go see and realize that, hey, I thought I had done something, but not knowing and nowhere. We are not saying don't be grateful, it just means that there's so much more to do. There's so much more to do. So our goals and vision. You say when we come to vision, how many of us are scared by our vision? This one then we are all going to answer. I see that you answer. Are you scared by your vision or you feel comfortable with your vision?
Scared by my vision.
You're scared by your vision. Okay, one. Hey, does your vision scare you or you're okay?
No, it's scared.
Steven, Elizabeth. Your vision scares you.
How am I going to get
Tim, which one?
that?
Except I didn't get your name. I didn't get your name. Enoch. Enoch, does your vision scare you or you are comfortable?
Not really.
It doesn't scare you.
Yes, but I'm on the track.
You're on the track. Humphrey, does your vision scare you?
Yes.
Does it scare you? Does the vision scare you?
You've asked everybody, you find a way to bypass me. Ask everybody.
Yes, not
My boss,
Susie,
nice way to
does the vision
bypass
scare
me.
you? Does it scare you?
Yes.
When your strategies come to me, yes.
Enoch, once again, does the vision scare you?
Not really.
You see, what I've come to learn is if your vision doesn't scare you, then that means you are not certain, you'll be too comfortable. Your vision is supposed to scare you for you to know that I have so much to do. It's better to set a high standard and fight to achieve it than to set a low standard and get it.
So, please, I have a question.
Okay.
Talking about high standard of vision, you know, you can envision something that at times it looks impossible. Like me envisioning that maybe one day my child will marry either the prince of England. Even this morning, it came to mind. And then I was like, how is she going to meet him? How would they meet? How would that be possible? I'm just asking that, sometimes we can have these visions and they are not real. They look like fiction to us. They are not. There is no reality in this one. There is no reality in this one. That will raise my hopes. You get it. So raising high. So if I envision this, whilst I know that in reality, it cannot be possible. Do I still have to hold on to it, or at a point I have to just let it go and just have an open mind for a better marriage for my child?
Okay. Somebody else will say something.
I just wanted to contribute to what she was saying. In this world, everything is possible. There's a book, The Secret. Even the world was created by God. By what? By what? Belief. One thing I also want to say is that this year, 2020, I had a goal. And one of my goals was that I'll attend a seminar every month. That was my goal. I didn't know how it was going to happen. So I think when Think Rise, you had a program at a Brackets hall. I saw the invite. Was it like ending of I think last year or any part of the year? That was when I saw the invitation on social media, and then I registered. I believed. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I believed that it is possible. And then me coming for the program, I didn't also even know that when I come, it's going to continue like monthly as I envisioned or said. Okay. But once I came for the program, it happened. I had a boss. He said one thing that he was going to build a tower. Okay. And then analyzing the finance and everything, I was like, this thing looks impossible. Okay. But within few months, it came to pass. It's not like he owned the town or something, but he was able to rent an apartment, like a space for the business was doing, on more or less like in the middle or almost on top of the tower. So when you get there, it feels like what he said has come to pass. So everything that, I mean, you shouldn't make it look like, oh, your daughter or your son is going to marry a princess. It can happen. I get me. It will come to pass. It will even happen before the timeline we will begin what it said. You just have to believe. And when you believe, the former, the late CEO of examples.com, so he said what? Ambition, create and believe in your universe, and the universe will be formed around you. So when you believe that it will happen, unless you don't believe. Right? And then he also said that once you get the opportunity, the luck will follow. So you just have to believe, grab the little opportunity that comes, and then the other things will follow. So under the sun, everything is what? Possible. If someone told you that it is possible for us to fly from Ghana to London in a few hours, you tell the person, what is happening? If somebody told you that you could communicate or talk to somebody from here who is probably at Kumasi or Takra, you tell the person no. But now all these things are possible. So everything is possible. You just have to believe.
Is that enough?
Yes, as to add to my brother, what my brother said, yes, indeed. Everything is possible. And you just have to have faith and believe in it. The reason why I was saying that vision does not scare me much is you need to have a high standard. But then in every year or in everything, you break it a little by little. That is why we set a budget, and even in the nation, we have a mid-year budget. You have to review and see what is possible for you to do at point in time. Yes, I indeed set a target for myself when I was young, and gradually I know it has kept long, but I was on it. This year has been the toughest year of my life. Yes, I didn't have money. Yes, I graduated from university. I didn't have money, but I told myself that I have to be a chartered accountant. Though I have not yet. But then I enrolled to do my master's, of which I will be graduating this year.
Okay, Tim.
Alright, so my question is more like a personal question, but it has to do with the self-discipline, not on vision this time. As someone who you really don't you don't spend time to celebrate your wins. So how do you I hope I'm able to coin this question well. How do you push yourself to, so I give an example here. So I'm working, I'm building myself, I'm learning a new language, I'm learning a new programming language, and there's nobody to tell me, oh, you are doing well, or there's nobody to share my idea with you. Okay, see what I'm learning, see the course I'm taking, or see what I'm doing. So sometimes you get discouraged, you say, why am I even doing this when I can't? So when you find yourself in those how do you keep moving to say, okay, I'll push myself I'll encourage myself to be better, to finish this task? I don't know if the question is.
I'm getting you. I don't know, maybe you can let me answer Edna, then we can re-ask. You see, Edna, you asked the question. We are all discussing. He says, Elizabeth, if you are standing here, right? Please, can you all see?
Yes.
If you are standing here and you are asked to stone, let's say, how do we call it? Two people you dislike. One is standing here. One is standing here. The energy to take to stone this person, is it the same energy to take to stone this person? You don't require any much energy, right? So now what happens is when you have a high vision, right? Your vision is to stone this person. But you may try maybe to get here, or maybe to hit the leg. But your target was the head. You want to hit the person's head. But when you drew it, all you are hitting is the person's leg. But over here, if you throw it, you hit the leg, the head, and everything. But your focus is you want to hit this person's head. Because it's the person you dislike most. But you end up hitting the leg. You understand? Is it not better that at least this person that hurts you, right? If you didn't get anything to hit the head, at least you want to hit the leg. Compared to maybe this other person, where when you throw it, it only bypasses here and goes back to the ground. So your target is these two people, you want to hit their head. But for this person, you're able to hit the leg. But as for this person, let's say this person is Ghana government. You think there's a reason for your suffering and failure. And then your family. Your main focus is to hit Ghana government so hard. But all you end up doing is to hit the leg of your family. At least you will feel comfortable a little, knowing that if I didn't get government of Ghana, I got to deal with my family a little. Now, setting a vision say that you want your daughter to marry the Prince of England, right? It means that we spoke about goals and what? Self-discipline. Do you get it? So if the goal is the Prince of England, what do you think the self-discipline will be? Because you also said your goals determine your what? Self-discipline. The self-discipline is going to be that you're going to train your daughter how to be a noble person, how to be a person of integrity. Do you understand? You're going to teach her how to always be at her highest peak, how to be diligent in everything she does. And I'm going to let her know the reason why I'm teaching her all this is because she's supposed to one day be with the Prince of England. So once that gets into her head that I'm not a normal, let's say the royal family, their children, even right there in Ghana, for the Asiatic kingdom, everything, they make them know they are superior. They are not normal people. They let it stay sinking into their head. Do you get it? Let's say, for instance, I like to be carefree at times. You understand? So you come and meet me at circle, sitting down by a tree, eating, watching the rubber. I'm sure the next mentorship class, you may not even want to do what? Come. So what? My goal of having to mentor means some disciplines I have to do with, whether I like it or not. Keep it. It's like being a senior pastor or the head of a church. You realize when they go for programs, they don't sit anywhere to eat. They don't sit among people to just be eating. They may not even eat at all. You understand? But if I come, I will eat. You understand? Because my goal is not to be a senior pastor and a powerful pastor to help people and have no. My goal is to be a mentor. If you come and see me, your mentor eating at somebody's wedding, and that one you say you will follow me. No, that one doesn't require. That's what self-discipline. But imagine you go to somebody's wedding and you see Archbishop Duncan Williams sitting down and then eating and holding a beer and drinking. How is it going to be? So you see, when the vision is high, even if you don't hit it, you will hit a part of it. So if it's your goal that your daughter should marry a prince of England, trust me, if even your daughter does not get to marry the prince of England, your daughter will not marry a useless person.
It's a prophecy.
She will marry someone of what? Value. Because right from growing up, the self-discipline that was instilled in her, she wouldn't settle for what? Less. So that is why I was saying that the celebration doesn't need to continue so much because the vision is high. So if I start celebrating now, whilst I'm here, I may not even get what? To the top. So it's better to aim high and miss it than to aim low and achieve it.
Don't continue to give rules.
Do you get it? If you aim high, trust me, if you aim to be, how do you call it?
President of Ghana.
To aim to be among the, to be, let's say for instance, you want to be land on the moon. And you don't even land on the moon and you land among the stars. It's way better than somebody who is on earth. So that's how come our vision is supposed to scare us. When it's big enough, it makes you wake up to do more. But when you aim low, oh, of course, you wouldn't put in much effort. There's a point in my life, all I was doing was going for seminars. Seminars. When I wake up in the morning, if I'm not going for seminar during the weekend, when I wake up in the morning, I'm watching past seminars. I can watch seminars that took place in UK, America, on YouTube, following it. I could watch them. I was just, at a point in my life, that's all I used to do. I still do. Because I realized I wasn't happy with where I was. So the vision was now big. And of course, that's why it scares you because you know it's impossible. You understand? You know it's impossible. If it was impossible, would you bother? You sleep. It's like when we're talking about the goal and self-discipline. You start telling your daughter, hey, don't talk this way. Read a book. Read this. Because you know she's supposed to be highly intelligent to be able to be among the class of people you are hoping her to be. But if you as a parent with that vision and she comes from school sleeping, eating, sleeping, and all she's learning is A is for apple, B is for this, and she's learning that. Whilst now, those people of high intelligence, they are learning A is for maybe some serious word. What are you doing? You set the vision, but the discipline is not what? Following. And that's what most of us believers do. We have the goal, the vision, but the discipline is absent. And we are hoping God will do what? A miracle. That's how come the unbelievers are the ones who are making it. Because the unbelievers, they have the discipline, we the believers, we don't have. That's the truth. If you meet unbelievers, like I was telling somebody that those of you condemn fraud boys, right? I was telling the person that if you had a quarter of the discipline fraud boys have, you also be successful. See, I one time went at the internet cafe. A colleague asked me that the kind of places you hang that on, I'm surprised you didn't go into fraud or not or that kind of things. I'm like, what's that? The discipline those people have. Me, I can't kill myself. I don't have that discipline. Somebody can sit down. If it is, let's say, American and Ghana time, see the difference. Yes. Well, it is 11 a.m. in America, maybe it is about 7 p.m. in Ghana. Stay up from like maybe 7 p.m. to like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Ghana time, talking and chatting. I'll go and sleep and watch it. See, trust me, those people are highly disciplined. You know, they are good, consistent. Now, when you compare the life of a believer and an unbeliever, you realize the unbeliever is very disciplined, very consistent. See, if you tell the unbeliever he will not make it, you say you lie bad, I will make it. Nothing would. See, if not for stubborn discipline and consistency, why would an unbeliever take money and go and do bet? You a believer, you go and waste your money on bet. For example, I never waste my money on bet because I know it's just to deceive you. But I heard somebody was saying he used his child's school fees to go and play aviator. That was the first time I heard the word aviator. So I was asking my office colleagues, what is aviator? I don't know if I got the name right. They said it's a new form of what? Betting. If I come and tell you put your money in aviator, you won't. You see, they have some stubborn feet. So though they are using theirs for negative things, hence the end is distraction. If you can use yours for positive things, the end will be great. So always, it's better to aim high. If you aim high and you miss it, at least you will still be among the stars. Do you get it? Yeah. Hey, if you aim that you will buy a G-Wagon, right? And you put in the discipline, you work hard. If you want to buy a G-Wagon, the self-discipline that comes with owning a G-Wagon, if you develop that self-discipline, and you're not going to own a G-Wagon, and you go and own a Honda CRV, it's better than somebody who is speaking trotro. Are you getting it? I don't understand my point. So when the vision is high, even if you don't hit it, it is way better than somebody who is. So let's put it this way. It's easy to graduate from a failure to success than from an idle or excuses to success. You that you are failing in life at trying things, you are 100% better than somebody who is sleeping and being idle because he or she thinks he cannot do it. You that you are failing, you stand 100% chance of succeeding. But the one who is just being lazy and sleeping, forget it. He will never make it. So always when you set the vision so high, trust me, even if you don't hit it, you will hit a part of it. So many people ask them, if for instance, at this stage, I ask you in your sleep, what is your vision? Really, that means that is why you are doing the things you do. Because if you don't know your vision at this stage, then that is why you are doing what? The things you do. But if you knew I was saying that I was attending seminars. I used to attend a lot of seminars. There were seminars that my own colleagues, people I went to school with, used to organize. I still showed up, sit down, learning from them. Because they were way ahead. Life is such that the hands are not all equal. So never be too proud to learn from anyone. I remember one day, my own colleague, we were in SS together, school together, the same age. I think I'm maybe a year older than him. I had to sit down for close to about 5 hours, waiting to see him. He was traveling. And I called him when he was in Thais. We called him, I want to see you, I want to see you. He would tell me, okay. So he did a seminar. I went. I called him, I want to see him. We kept talking. So the day was like, okay, I'll be leaving tomorrow. So what did I do? I went to the airport early, just waiting so that I can see him. So when he got there to check in, I was happy. At least I'll get time. But people who are traveling, they also have plans. When he came to check in, he was like, he has to quickly meet somebody before boarding time. I was like, whoa, okay, you go and come. He was like, no problem. I still kept waiting. I waited till like 9 p.m. or 8:30, 9 p.m. The flight will depart around 10 for him to show up. And we had a chat for about 20 minutes. You understand? I didn't look at it for the fact that, oh, why is this my own colleague? I want to see, so I let me go away. No, I wanted to learn something because I had a vision. So your vision determines your discipline. As I was telling my people that getting here in life was never by luck. It was by vision and effort and putting in the work. Do you get it? But if you don't know your vision, you just move anywhere. Don't despise humble beginning or wherever you are. No. What's that? First we have suffered. Just that our story doesn't reflect on us.
Right.
You understand? So when I see people who are at a humble beginning, I tell them the reason why we do these seminars is to let you know you can also do what? Make it. Just make sure you are following these three things: self-improvement, self-value, self-discipline. Once you make them a habit, you realize every year you are changing. New things are happening to you. You are changing. New things are happening to you. Do you understand it? But when you don't have these things, your vision, you can have the vision. Gone are the days that I used to argue with people, like telling them, no, this is done this way. Follow this. And now I'll tell you, God will make it. Myself, I'll believe in your faith. Because I will see somebody with a vision of maybe being the best in the world, but all he's doing is sleeping and eating. If I come and tell you it's not possible to achieve that vision by the lifestyle you're living, you tell you, I don't know God. But right now, when I come, when you give me the answer, keep it up. God will make it. Because there's lack in life. Never take advice from somebody who is lucky. Understand? Never ever take advice from somebody who is lucky. Because you will fail. Take advice from somebody who has gone through the process. Lucky people, they are very difficult. Because luck happened to them. So whenever you speak words of wisdom, it won't make sense to them. It took me a lot of pain to learn that at a later stage that don't waste your time to argue with lucky people. For some of us who have gone through the process, you don't have to waste our time arguing with people who life happened to them by luck. Actually, when we're in GSS, our teacher advised us that, see, one advice I can give you if as you continue education is don't follow a lady. Ladies are lucky. But you, a man, before luck will locate you, maybe unless miracle. What was it? You say, oh, a lady can waste her life, mess around, but some rich guy or rich man somewhere may see her and show interest and marry her. And once he marries her, her life will change overnight. But you, a guy, if you waste your life for a rich woman to see you and marry you and change your life, well, it's 1/199%. Unless nowadays, those who are marrying the old ladies in abroad. Yes. That one, when you get that one, then you can say you're lucky. So, have high vision. Set the vision to be high. Have the goals, a step at a time. It's better you keep trying than not to try at all. Somebody took his children to school. He said, see, I've taken them to this school. I know I can't afford it, but I will sweat for them to go. So hence he is doing about 3 jobs. Do you know what is happening? The goal has chosen the self-discipline he needs. He has set a goal to take his kids to private school. Not like these international schools we know of, normal private school that you may take for granted in your community that but from where he is coming from, his family, nobody has gone to private school, or nobody's children has gone to private school. And look at the work he is doing to take his 3 children to private school. If even the school fees was 1,500 or 1,000 cedis a term, per his condition, it's impossible for him, meaning that every 3 months, his 3 children are paying about 5,000 school fees. It's impossible. But he said, Francis, I will suffer for these children to go to the private school. So anytime I see him, work, because I'll tell him, Charlie, you take it easy. It's like, Francis, last, I wanted to withdraw them and take them to government school. And one of my boys said, so Daddy, are you changing our school? Going to see our friends? What school are we going to? He said he felt so bad and he said, no, they will continue in the private school. Anytime he sees, he said, Francis, it's the children, no. Very soon they'll finish. And I'm like, it shall be well. So because of that goal he has set, the discipline is what? High. But imagine his goal was his children should go to government school. Government school, why would he bother himself? Once he closed from work, he will come and sit at home, sleep and eat. But after all, he's not paying school fees, so he's not stressed. But because his vision is high, so the self-discipline is what? Very high. Do you get it? I think I myself, I think before we move to the next thing, Tim, please, what was your question?
Alright, so I was asking that how do you keep yourself motivated when you are on a task or a journey, on a self journey? So you are learning a course or you are learning a skill. How do you keep yourself motivated when there's no one to tell you, oh, well done, yeah, you're doing it. There's no one to share, to say, oh, this is what I'm doing, see how far I've come. How do you keep yourself motivated?
Self-value. I don't want to be an ordinary person. My self-value is to be extraordinary. I don't want to be among the ordinary class. I want to be among the extraordinary people. I don't want to wear what ordinary people are wearing. I want to wear what the extraordinary people are wearing. I don't want to walk where the ordinary people are walking. I want to walk where the extraordinary people are walking. So that self-value is what motivates me. It's what keeps me going when I feel like giving up. I was telling somebody that, go after the good things of life. Because that person was not motivated. So I was like, how can I motivate this person? And I told him, you know what? Start going after the good things of life. See the normal things as unacceptable. So go to walk into a Accra Mall, walk into a boutique, ask for the price of shirts. If they tell you one shirt is 5,000 cedis, aim at buying one. Then don't be the ordinary. Let's go to Katamanto. Oh, these people are mad. How can they sell one shirt for 5,000 cedis? Hey, if I take 500 cedis, I can buy 10 shirts from Katamanto. You are choosing to be among the ordinary. Have a self-value to be among the extraordinary. If somebody can do it, why not me? These are the things that motivates me. Are you happy that you wake up and you see people buying house in East Lagos, staying there? You do think God brought you on this earth to come and suffer? No. Those who want to suffer, let them be in that category. That's how come they are not here. Are you understanding it? I have people who always come to me for money, who are always asking me for money, and they follow me, but they've never showed up at any of my seminars or mentorship class. But trust me, Monday morning, they will call asking for money. Bless did a post for me. You understand? After our last class, Bless sent me a post asking for financial help. It's not what? It's not funny or what? Remember that post? When I saw it, I said, I won't post this thing.
Can you post the same as
I'm coming. Let me read for He said, it's not, I want to go exactly what he said. He said, it's not fun calling people for help. It's not fun calling people for financial help. When I saw the thing, I admired the quote and the work he did. But I said, I won't post this thing. But I said, for him putting effort to do this, I will write the article about it and post it. The reason why I didn't want to post it came to pass. The cause, the message, is like indirectly, those who have been asking me for money thought I was shading them. You understand? So somebody look at the person, when you read the post, you see down there, I wrote something that was, people like to help people who are making efforts. I put there that is, how do you call it? Times are hard. We all need to help each other. People like to help people who are making efforts. What am I trying to say? They follow me. Come and learn how to fish. They won't. They just want what is in their pond. And now I'm taking a decision that I'm so stressed myself. So now if you come, what I have, I give. You keep coming. So long as I have, I'll give. If that is what is making you comfortable. Do you get it? So Tim, I personally feel if you want to stay motivated, aim at being among the extraordinary. As I was saying earlier on that I don't celebrate myself too much because if I see the extraordinary things youth are doing out there, Charlie, I want to be there. So I can celebrate if I see myself at level 1, then I know, I'm getting there. Are we on course?
There are 2 types of motivation. We have extrinsic motivation and the intrinsic motivation. The extrinsic comes with what you are getting from outside, whether gifts or praises that people are giving you. And then the intrinsic comes with how you feel after you've been able to accomplish something. The joy that comes from within you is what we call the intrinsic. So whatever coach is talking about is more of the intrinsic than the extrinsic. That is what I wanted to add to it.
Okay. You get it? So what motivates me personally is my choice not to be ordinary. I don't want to be an ordinary person. Do you understand? If it's like traveling, right? When you are traveling, you have the economy, premium economy, and business class. While others are in economy, some people are in premium economy, some people are in business class. Somebody will tell you economy or premium economy or business class, so we are all in the air. But trust me, you are all in the air, but not in the same condition. When the plane lands, you will land in different conditions. So you can choose to be comfortable with the economy. You can choose to be comfortable with the premium economy. Or you can choose that, see, I am at economy now, but I want to be at the business class. That is my vision. So that is my motivation factor. Do you get it? That is my motivating factor. Some years back, I was talking to someone who laughed at the person that, I'll buy cars soon. The person laughed. You mind yourself. That time I was driving Corolla Pami. You understand? But 2 years ago, once in a while when I'm there, I reflect on some of my goals and visions I had from the past. And I was like, it seems I've smashed all these things. Because one morning, my wife asked me, so the cars you are buying, where do you intend to park them? At that time, I had bought a new car. Before I realized, when she asked me the question, so the new car you bought, where are you going to park it? Before it realized to me, it occurred to me that I don't have a parking space. So later on, I was laughing that some years back, I said I will buy cars. So today, there are some of my cars parked in people's house or somebody is using it because I don't have a parking space, or I just let somebody buy it at any cheap price because I don't have a parking space, or I don't want to go. If I give to somebody every day, you park at somebody's place, you see them driving it in town. When it's time for maintenance, you go and pay your own maintenance. So I felt like that's where the vision comes in. Are you getting it? So the motivating factor also comes from the angle that if I've seen Despite Sun did a wedding with a trail of cars, are we all not human beings?
Yeah.
Are we all not human beings? If I see my colleague going to buy a hat at Trasaco or East Legon, and you are waking up, hey, Trinity, the community you wake up in, the insults. You hear people insulting. I mean, your colleagues who are sleeping in those communities.
Good morning. It's TV4. Sorry.
You're in your room and the things you hear from outside. Wait, how come? Let's say somebody sees nothing wrong. Somebody sees nothing wrong with living in such an environment. But for me, my self-value tells me it's not okay to be there. So I'll find a way to be out of there. I wanted something that was last 2 years. Everybody was saying it was expensive. So Charlie, myself, I checked my calculations and things. If I wanted to go for it, the self-discipline that needs to take place, I wasn't ready for it. I prefer to enjoy life than to sacrifice so much to get what I wanted. But other options, people are coming, you can go for hotel, you can go for lesser value, cheap, different thing. But I said, this is the goal. I will get it. The how, I don't know. But that is the goal. So this year, I was there before I realized I had it. And I was like, at times, it's good to just have that faith. Don't settle for less. If you believe you deserve something, fight for it. Put in the work. The how of how it will happen, I don't know. But what I know is that the universe always has a way of giving us or bowing to our needs. God already wants the thing for us. So it's not as if God does not want you to enjoy or doesn't want what you want. He wants it for you. But you need to fight for it. So what I tell people is that don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. You understand? Don't settle for less. Tell yourself you deserve better. Develop the self-discipline needed to achieve it. No matter how painful it is, tell yourself, I deserve better. Somebody will tell you, yours is better than someone. Thank God for it. At least I'm not complaining. Mine is better than someone. You is okay. Somebody's own too is better than me. I want what that person has. You think me waking up in an environment where they are always insulting is okay. I want where when you step out, everybody's minding their business. The environment is when you hear East Legon, executive men's club. You will say you can join Labadi, keep fit club. No problem. There's nothing wrong with it. I want to join the East Legon one. You should always know that even Christ said the poor will always have among us. Now it is your choice to be among the poor or not. That decision lies in your hand. The poor we are always going to have among us. It is your choice to be among them or not to be among them. At first, I used to feel bad when I'm driving through traffic and I see people. But I came to the realization that everybody has to carry their own cross. So not just because you see your family or your brothers, you see them suffering. So you take it that it's normal. Let me also suffer. No. Tell yourself, minus me.
What if you also decide that, okay, I will not go alone. I'll pull them along. And you put in effort to pull them along the journey. And you are not going far. But you also can't let them go. Like what do you say?
This is an open class as we all have a discussion. From my personal experience, always save yourself first. Always save.
And that's to can crop up envy, jealousy before
Always,
you arrive.
always save yourself first. Before you think of saving.
If they use envy and jealousy to kill you on the way, you don't arrive.
If you believe they will kill you, they will kill. That's how come. And if you too, God has blessed you. You see people that, I keep saying self-value. God has blessed you. You bought a car. You bought a second car. And you are still staying in a poor community. Come here, go, champion. Everybody salutes your car when you are coming. If somebody harms you, it's your own stupidity. In a community where nobody owns a car, only you've managed to own 2 cars. You don't have self-value to know that it is time to move to a community where cars are abundant. You are happy where you are. You see, always save yourself first. When you save yourself first, you can carry others along. I learned that lesson the hard way. A friend called me to borrow him money. I didn't have enough, but I gave it out. About 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I was expecting that money back. It never came. But I saw the friend driving a new car. At that time, me, my Lachakra, I was thinking of how to upgrade it. And I saw this person driving a new car. And this person is refusing to pay me. This is somebody who was saying, if you want to eat, he doesn't have. And so you sacrifice what you have saved to help the person, only to see the person in a new car in 2 weeks' time. And from my personal observation, right, when you don't learn to save yourself first, as for the takers, they have no limit. That's why they say fear women. Eh? The men, I'm sure you cannot, but I'll look at the women, their direction. The reason why they say fear women. Eh? A woman can tell you, I'm dying. Nothing. You will give what you have to save, and she will never die. Only to realize that she was making a fool out of you. That's why they say fear women.
Maybe when.
And women.
There was a timely intervention.
She will collect from here, collect from here, collect from here, collect from here. And she's going high. But you are suffering. When she comes, you give. It's because of love. To the letter you had, you are giving. You're not thinking of yourself. Do you get it? As for the takers, trust me, they have no limit. They will come at full force. So that is where always self-discipline comes in. You see, we spoke about earlier on in the class, we spoke about the types of savings. Saving for emergency, saving for fun, saving for those things. I can help you out of my saving for fun. I can't help you out of my saving for emergency. Do you get it? If I don't have this breakdown, that means there will be no self-discipline. That means there's no financial discipline. Financial discipline makes it that this saving is for saving for emergency. So how do I carry money from my saving for emergency while I'm saving for my family and come and give it to you to help you? It's not my fault you are going through what you are going through. I have to save myself first. Because if the emergency comes, I also now become wanted. And now start calling people. And don't mind you. If you are in need, it's very embarrassing. Imagine you take phone, you're not calling people. Oh, please, can you send me some 100 CDs? Those who are takers, is their career. So they have no shame in it. I mean, I ask myself, I don't imagine, God forbid, me take a phone. Then I'll call Elizabeth. Oh, tell her, can you send me Mumu some 30 Ghana, 50 Ghana? God forbid. I don't see myself doing that. But there are people who are so comfortable with it. She will keep coming out, or he will keep coming out until you say no. And they never die too. I mean, they will tell you they are dying, they are sad, if you don't help them, they will die. But when you stop helping them, they don't die. That should tell you that words. The takers have no limit. So always save yourself first. Always save yourself first. When you save yourself first, you avoid a lot of trouble. But from my personal experience, takers, they have no limit. And they won't stop taking until the pot is dry. Until the pot is what? Dry. And when the pot is dry, they only move to the next pot to go and start taking from there. But you may not know how to be taking from people. Do you get it? Is there any more questions? I'm free. I want to hear your voice.
There are no questions for that.
Any questions? Okay, so let's guess. What are some of the self-discipline decisions that you think we can take to benefit our life? if you want to see growth. So this one, then we are all going to share an idea. So if
I think we're going to be managing our time.
okay, that's good. Anybody else?
Cut expenditure.
Okay. Anybody else?
It's the difference between want and needs.
Okay.
When we avoid procrastination,
You ought to be straight in everything that
Well, let's share it. What are some of the self-discipline actions that we think?
Avoid time wasters like social media, constant use of social media.
Anybody else?
Setting attainable goals.
Or self-discipline decisions. Can we help?
Has someone mentioned determination?
no.
Mm. Any self-discipline. For me, I would say the one self-discipline I've come to realize that you need to have to save yourself is the discipline of do it now. Do it now. I think Charlton was saying procrastination. Yes, same thing, like the discipline of do it now. Personally, I think that's one of the discipline I've come to realize that helps a lot. So let's say right now we fixed a date for mentorship class. There are times I wish we could change it. I know Edna will fight. So we let it go, we do it now. She's not feeling well. Me too. I've been told her that myself I'm not feeling too well since the whole week. So yesterday evening, she was telling me she was not well. I was laughing in my head that we are all in this together. So if I had told you on Monday that Edna, this weekend I have schedules and also I'm not too well, I want to take a break, it would have been an argument. So you can't come and tell me in the evening that please, no, we are all in it together. And that is what the discipline of do it now. And trust me, it has helped a lot. We are seeing results. You understand? I mean, anytime we have a mentorship class, something always comes up. This week I have so many things coming at me that I would have wanted to postpone this, but when you remember the self-discipline that no more procrastination, you do it now. I'm like, let's get it going. If even it's only 2 people who show up, we are still going to do what? Do it. So let's have the self-discipline of do it now. At least when you wake up every morning, during the self-improvement class, we spoke about the 1990 rule. Yeah, I forgot it. If somebody can remind me what it means. I just remembered the 1990 this thing rule, but honestly speaking, I don't know it, I've forgotten. So somebody should help me remind me what it meant.
It's 90 minutes of self-improvement. So
You said 1990.
90.
They said the first 90 minutes of your day should be used for something like that.
You are saying only one. We said 1990. The 1990 rule.
So 90 minutes of like your morning and 90 minutes in the evening.
Hey!
Hey! No, it's not.
The
I remember
1990 rule. 90 minutes
for
of your personal self for 90 days.
For 90 days. We didn't take note of the 90 days.
For 90 days.
Oh, okay.
I was like, if you can do that, you will master the act of self-discipline. And trust me, you become unstoppable. you will become unstoppable. Anything you want to achieve, you will achieve it. If you're able to master the 90-day rule, 90-90 rule, just every blessed day, make sure you spend 90 minutes to yourself. It should be solely for you, what will benefit you. That's just 1 hour, 30 minutes. So if you think you don't have time, what I said, well, if you like, if work starts at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., make sure you get there at an hour before and use that for yourself. What happens is you begin to know where you are falling short. You understand? Yes, if I employ you to come and work for me, the first priority, and even that one, God will not bless you if somebody has employed you and you channel all your work time for your personal activity. You're supposed to put the person's work first. That is how come we said, that's how come we said the 90-90 rule. So it can be before work or after work. But normally the brain is sharp in the morning when you wake up. So you can use early morning, even if it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you can do the other 1 hour later in the evening. But at least before every day, the day ends, make sure you dedicate 90 minutes to yourself. By so doing, that is the only way you can start knowing how to own the pond. You understand? Because the things you write down and the things you note down, during that 90 minutes to yourself, you will start to notice that no, let me do this, let me do this, let me stop this, let me start this, let me stop this, let me start this. At that time, you'll be learning of ideas. You'll be learning that 90 minutes to yourself, you'll be learning ideas. And see, have a book. You can even go and buy an exercise book that for the next 3 months, I'm going to do the 90-90 rule. Any idea that comes to mind, write it down. No matter how foolish it sounds, write it down. Just write it down. Just write it down. Just take a book, be writing it down, be writing it down, be writing it. After that 3 months, you may have about 400 ideas, 200 ideas. And trust me, it's one of those ideas that will make you great. You see, there's so many distractions going on. So if you don't dedicate time for yourself, that as for these 30 minutes or 90 minutes, let me put my phone on silent. Let me put my phone away. Solely just for myself, I'm thinking about my life. What can I do to improve? What can I do to change? Be writing it. If idea comes to mind, write. Later on, you can be going through them. Okay, let me start this, let me stop this, let me start this, let me stop this. You become very conscious. And by so doing, you master the act of what? Self-discipline. You understand? The only way to master the act of self-discipline is what? The little things. See, if you master self-discipline, I mean, you'll be amazed at your own life. Because when you master self-discipline, if the journey gets tough, you still keep going. At times you get exhausted, you just lie down and sleep. At times you cry. After crying, you wake up, you hit the road. At times you wake up, I'm supposed to go for this program. You cry in the room, but you wipe your face and you say, it shall be well. Sometimes when I hear people telling me their story, I laugh and I thought, somebody told me, said, you You've never suffered before. So when we are talking, you can't relate. And I like I told the person, gone were the days I used to share my story so much. Now I'll tell you, it's by grace. Yes, of course, I've not suffered too much, but we all have desires we want. There is somebody, even him missing 1 meal a day is suffering. That is his standard. You understand? That is his standard. That is suffering to him. Respect people's words.
Our president has suffered only once in his entire life.
That is still suffering. You think him going for elections for 3 times before winning? To him, that is what? Suffering.
Oh, but he himself said it that in his entire life, it's only one time he experienced poverty. That one, he ran out of fuel. On his way from Wembley in his entire life.
So I'm saying that everybody has their suffering story. But self-discipline lets you do what? Keep going. So when you're able to master the self-improvement, you write them down, you practice it, you have self-values. Now, these are easy. This is what you need to achieve them. The self-discipline. You will need a self-discipline to be able to accomplish the self-value and self-improvement, the finance. I mean, everything we've done or talked about so far in this mentorship class, this is where it all begins. Self-discipline. And why are we talking about self-discipline today? Because we are moving to a new phase. And without a self-discipline, you will not benefit. You will fall out. I mean, the mentorship class will be useless to you. So once we've moved the self-discipline stage, I know we are now ready to do what? Move to the next phase. We all don't have any excuse. Because we said what? You little things. Just start with the little. Anything you think has been difficult for you to be doing in the past, just start. If it is only 2 minutes, do it. Let's say one of the self-discipline I've been able to develop over time is with exercise. You understand? At first, it used to be difficult. But now, at least, when it comes to jogging, it's no longer a problem. Because just little 5 minutes, 10 minutes, to 30 minutes, to 40 minutes. It builds over time. So please, do you have any question on self-discipline?
So the question I have is on the 1990. The time, is it fixed or you can be flexible with the time? You say, so the 90 minutes must be in the morning, or you can, the goal is just to spend 90 minutes, so is it a fixed time?
Okay, anyway, I think the brain is very sharp during daytime, early in the morning when you wake up from bed. That's when your brain is at its highest performing level. But if you think your morning won't permit you, then maybe whatever time you think will help you, afternoon, evening. But the goal is that you should not be distracted during that period. So even if it means that sacrificing 1 more hour of your sleep, maybe you sleep and wake up at 6 and leave the house at 7:30 for work. Maybe you start targeting at waking up at 5:30. You at least, if even you target 90 minutes, and you're able to do even 40, it's better than what? None. Do you get it? It's better than none.
It's always early in the morning that you could be able to reflect what you have done in the past and at least to aim for what you want to do. Always early in the morning.
because at night, definitely you might have time to reflect, but it wouldn't be as effective as in the evening. You might be lying down on the bed trying to reflect. By the time you realize you have slept without even saying it.
Sure.
So I think
But the most important thing is that every day you should have that time. So if you think your morning is not possible and it's afternoon or evening, even if it is done, what matters most is you have that moment of reflection to reflect upon your life. What you are doing right, what you are not doing right, how to change, blah, 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 things. Do you have any more questions? Okay, I think it will be. Time is not on our side. Our last class, we had an assignment. Was anybody able to meet quarter of it? Was anybody able to do something new or start something new or do anything to raise even at least 500 cedis profit? The other money we
my
said
profit is still, I haven't put, it's still there, but it hasn't entered my hands yet.
was anybody able to do anything? Oh, please just and share with us. As for this one there. Now
When
you come,
you
take
no, go ask when you're
you take-
and I'll follow. Okay.
Oh no, please, who is coming? Please come and share with us.
Please, you go.
No, you stand here.
Oh wow.
Share with
I don't.
Okay, hello guys. I'm Tim, and I think firstly I want to give a big appreciation to Pastor K for this initiative, and because that exercise did push me beyond my my usual self. So I contacted a pharmacist, a chemist around my. So I did two things actually. The first one has not brought the money yet, but potentially will bring the money. And the second one was I was just lucky, so that's how the money came. So the first one, I contacted a pharmacist to help them automate their systems on how they take recordings of their drugs. So I noticed they did their recordings manually. So I pitched the idea to them, and I've not demoed the software for them yet. I'm still working on it. But yeah, I never would have thought that go out to talk to this person. So when the challenge came, I just decided to challenge myself to that. So the idea that actually paid money. Luckily, a colleague met me to say, borrow me some money. And jokingly, I just said, I'll borrow you this money with interest. And he was like, okay, fine. And yeah, so those were the two ideas I got from our last session and how I put it to use. Thank you.
Okay, so last month I also, after the class, I decided to try another product, and then I went in for activated chapping. It's something I have been using personally for a very long time. It has been supporting the family and helping us with like first aid kind of thing. So it's in Kumasi, so I contacted my parents to help me get, and I invested 400 cedis into getting it, and I got 20 cedis, and I got 50 pieces. So the estimated price amount I was supposed to get was like 1,000 cedis out of it, but unfortunately I got some to buy for 20, and when I went to the market, Medina market, the women also gave me their price. So I had to sell it to them at a lower price, that is 15 cedis. So it distorted my expected income. And I also contacted some pharmacists to, like, for me to sell some to them, but I have not yet gotten feedback. But so far, by God's grace, I think I've sold 34 pieces out of it. I'm just left with 16 pieces. So please, I beg, everyone should take one. So that the rest, the next mentorship class, I'll find enough people to sell to. So basically, I think I got some profit, and it helped me pay my daughter's hospital bills within the month. And I was really glad that I took the initiative. It really came handy. Thank you.
Elizabeth, I think you're one of the familiar faces from the previous class. Were you able to meet the goal we set? She will speak the truth.
Let me be honest. I have to go be honest. To be honest, I tried. At least I've seen something that at least I could use it for something, invest it into something. But I was trying to get something. Just kind of something. I could not get it. I was like, and I should try the Indomie or maybe Kelewele or something. But I tried, but I don't know. I don't know whether because of the area that I'm staying, I won't get the market for the products that I wanted to. So I couldn't achieve that goal. So
you didn't try anything at all?
No, I didn't try anything. I still have my savings. Maybe
no, we said try anything that can. Those who were not here, what we're discussing was that try anything new or different, or even if the same line of business, get a new customer. That at least you would earn something. And we said, okay, at least 500 CDs. Guess what? New. It's okay. So, Humphrey, do you have anything to share with us?
Some years back, I worked with my uncle who sold plumbing stuff. So even though I'm not a plumber, I know a little bit about plumbing stuff. So I have some plumbing stuff that I sell. But because of work, I'm unable to concentrate fully on it. So then I have some few friends who call me sometimes. Oh, I need a tap. Or I need wash and basin. Then I supply. So when you gave the assignment, I said that, okay, since they are not calling, then let me rather call them. Just to say maybe hello or ask them if they need anything. So I did that, and then fortunately for me, some of them needed some stuff. But I don't know if they were just waiting for my call. But when I called them, they told me, oh, I need this, I need a tap, I need pipe, I need this, and then I supplied them. And I made some money, but I wasn't up to thousands.
Oh no, once you made something,
so I made some cash from that.
Aside your, let's say, your normal salary.
Yes, so I made some cash. I spent it.
Before spent out.
Charlton.
So I had in mind that there's this friend who sells sneakers and then ladies heels and stuff, but he sells it at wholesale. So he has a big shop at Accra. So I decided to contact him and see how we can go about it. But the capital to get it, to start it, became a problem because the source of income wasn't coming. So I decided to relax, but I'm still going to come up with it. I'm still going to do it. So I wasn't able to meet up to not even a total the money.
That means you didn't do anything new. Oh, okay.
Okay, so mine wasn't totally new. So at the beginning of this mentorship class, when we got to hear of the saving 10% to yourself, my weekly allowances come from my parents and my sister. So whenever it comes, I decided that instead of maybe 10%, they say that I have nothing at all, I'll keep the 10%, but if I can save more than the 10%, I would. And then from the past month, I've been getting to save more than the 10% that I usually am saving. So setting that aside, I had like, let's say 40% of the
I mean, you didn't try anything new.
Just go straight ahead
Amen.
and say I didn't do anything. Why would you give us all this waffle? I was expecting you to lie.
Stephen, you were here.
Yes, so for me, but I'm thinking of a business side.
Hello.
Though I wasn't
I think it's shared on the page.
I have been trying all my life, always been trying something. During my first degree, I tried making photocopy at the school. Then after a group of us, we are married, that we came out to make shoes. So we set up a business, though it was doing well. During our service, we tried to save our service money to get some machines where we could have. Then we have already put someone into that business to learn so that we can do it ourselves. So after our service, then the money wasn't coming enough. The person whom do we send it to trade to also have to leave us. Though we signed a contract, but to get into police station, it will be too much, so we just let him go. Then I sent my brother, who was also then in secondary school, doing visual art, to learn that shoes. Then for now, he is out, and even this, that's what he has made some for him to work. And we do sell it for a couple of people. We are now preparing a proposal to places that at least we can pay. And also we import one or two blenders and other household appliances that we do import and sell it to support our son. Because the salary is not too much.
Is anybody else?
Yeah, I also didn't try anything new. Was a friend of mine that also has a business, and I wanted to like buy shares from his business, but the capital to start couldn't start.
Is anybody again?
Says let me bless.
Oh, bless me, he has given up already.
I'm not giving up.
I think he was part of those who surrendered that did not that.
God bless.
Okay.
I actually got a recommendation for a job during
A new one.
yes, a new job, which I did that came with a lot of challenges and opportunity to grow. Yeah. Because when I did the job, I delivered, but on that particular day, there was another photographer that came to the venue. So the challenge was that person was already working with them. He was not available, so they called me to film him. While I was there, he came. They would both shot pictures, but I saw that the guy outsmarted me in the fact that he delivered his pictures earlier and he retouched his pictures. So when my pictures came, they were already like satisfied with the zone. So it became a it became a debate. Not that my pictures were not good, but because of the way the guy did his own, and not really the time part of what, because of the way the guy did his pictures,
Instant.
Yeah, when you are doing event pictures, there's a way you deliver it. But he went the extra mile. Yeah, so it also opened an opportunity for me to like learn and grow in that aspect, because I had to start all over again in editing the pictures before I delivered to them and they accepted the pictures. So I got my payment right, although it was not the initial payment I was supposed to get. I got something like 60% of the payment from them, and that also brought about growth and opportunity to learn. And I've also tried to implement that in other things like pictures that I take. And on Sunday, the pictures that I took in church, I tried to use that to like test myself or push myself to the point of, okay, if I'm taking like 100 pictures, how fast can I edit those pictures and deliver? And I saw that when that challenge came from the first job, it took me about, let me say, 3 days to finish the pictures for them, to go back to edit and finish. But on Sunday, when I did those pictures, it took me like, let me say, 24 hours to edit more pictures than the first. So I see that as an avenue of growth.
Okay, so we are getting there. Truth be told, some people will argue, some will not agree, but to me, I personally believe 90% of our problems on this earth is money. We're talking about goals, self-improvement, self-value, self-discipline. All of it is leading to one thing: what to generate money. Do we all agree?
Someone has no idea to
Do we all agree? No. You may have money, but if you don't spend it, right, based on your vision and goals, you may think you have money. Let's say somebody has been able to save 50,000 cedis in their account, right? Or let me be more practical. One day a colleague and I were talking, and he was telling me how much he had as his account balance. I felt so disappointed in myself. I was like, that was about 3 years ago. And I was like, Alina, what am I doing? Like, I don't talk to you. So it was like later in the evening, I was still reflecting, and the Holy Spirit said to me, compare your expenses. That was what just came to mind. Compare your expenses. And I was like, I'm way better than them, forget about this person. Because this is somebody who wasn't spending, who wasn't generous, who was punishing himself and his family. So, of course, by looking at me, I spend a lot. This is someone who will buy an old model of a phone. And look at the phone I was using. Like, when I did, I was like, I was a spender. If I choose not to become a spender or a giver, these two things, of course, I can also save more than that. So, having money and not spending or not solving problems, then it's better you're just the same as someone who doesn't have money. So let's say you have money, but you are scared if you buy a car, you will go broke. So you prefer to be picking trotro so that you always see fat account balance. Of what good is it? Money is supposed to flow constantly. Money wasn't created to be stagnant. It's currency. It's supposed to be flowing. So when it becomes stagnant, What it means is the owner of it is not growing. Do you get it? What it means is the owner of it is not growing. So there will be no benefit of the mentorship class if we are not seeing growth in our finances. That's why we set the target that as little as 500 or 2. The goal is something new or different that every month can generate a little income from you apart from your salary. You understand? Just little. So that, how do we call it? Oh, maybe you start seeing certain developments in your life, the self-improvement, self-value we spoke about. Do you get it? So they can be more generous. When you go to church and they say, who can support this? You don't say this church, they like money too much. So I won't come again. No, it is poverty. You understand? When you see people complaining about church or attacking churches because they're doing raising, it is poverty. It is poverty. When you have money, you don't complain or fight over money. It is what you don't have is what you fight over, or what you get angry over. If you know how to generate money, you are not scared of losing money. Do you get it? Or you don't know how to generate money, you fight to your last breath over coins. So please, our financial goals, let's put in effort. If you are, that goes to show that the self-improvement, the 1990 thing, you are not doing it. It's a clear example that you are not practicing it. Because if you were, an idea will by all means pop up. An idea will by all means pop up. Do you understand? An idea will by all means pop up. So no matter you like it or not.
Sir, can I say something? I think it's the fear of risk that if you invest, if you're not really a business person and you want to try something, a challenge for the first time, and you look at, even if you are investing 100 cedis and you are not too certain that what you're investing, you are going to get it back, and you have to take that risk, you will really find it difficult to invest the money.
So that's poverty we are talking about. If, let's say, they say monkeys play by sizes. So maybe if at your rich level, maybe you are not scared of losing 1,000 cedis. That means any investment you are going to do, you make sure it's not more than 500 cedis or what, 800 cedis. Because that's money, even if you lose, you don't care. You understand? But even if you are scared of losing 100 cedis, that should tell you that Ababono. You understand? Also, on a more serious note, the mentorship class will not be of any benefit if our financial life doesn't change or grow. That is the whole focus. There cannot be no self-value or self-improvement when you are still in the same challenges. And when people stop going to church and they'll tell them the reason they stop going to churches, they are not seeing any improvement in their lives. Imagine you wake up and you can't even pay your rent, you can't pay your children's school fees, and you are always talking about church. You will get angry. When you are seeing progress in your life. So if we want the mentorship class to be of impact, we need to make the effort and put into use what we are hearing. It's by so doing that you can measure the impact. When I was going for those seminars and all those things, I practiced what I was learning. at times it was difficult to put some in use or you think it will not work. But with time you realize what? It was working. When I read The Richest Man in Babylon, after learning integrity, I learned about the saving principle too. And one of my first major deal or financial breakthrough, it came from money I had saved, usually to finance a business deal that went through successfully. Do you get it? We'll be wrapping up soon, but when we say problems and money, who can say the relation between it? Problems and money. What is their relationship?
The more money you have, the more problems you get.
Okay, somebody is saying the more money you have, the more problems you get.
The
Okay,
more problem you solve,
The more money you get.
who supports?
And when you find a problem, that's when money will get attracted to it.
So who supports what team?
It's the two way.
I support.
Both sides.
You make money by solving problems.
Yes.
And the more you get the money to, the more problems
You can solve.
comes that you can solve.
Mm. So do you Elizabeth, do you support that?
And they say, I don't understand.
The relation between problems and money. You said you are able to save money, but you don't want to do anything new, right? It's because you've not found any problem you can solve. You've not found any problem you can solve. So the first way or principle to make money or to look for problems. The first thing is look for problems you can solve. So Elizabeth, I'll come back to you because you said I don't know what to do. You're thinking. Stop thinking. Just start looking for problems. Go to your office. You will find problems around. Let's say my first business. The reason why I like doing credit business is I looked around and realized that most of my colleagues around me, they had money, but they didn't like to spend. But they like good things too. So what did I do? I'll supply you on credit and you pay for it. With that one, they easily took anything I supplied. Do you get it? They easily took anything I supplied. So what did I do? I identified the problem and I found what? A solution. So when you are not solving problems, that means you are embracing poverty. Every day of your life, when you wake up, you should be looking for problems to solve. You see, instead of condemning Ghana, there are so many problems in Ghana that should tell you there are so many money to make in Ghana. Because the problems need solution. The Chinese know you need money to misbehave or do things. So they are willing to give it to you as loan and make their demands.
And still pay.
And still pay. You've been employed to work. The person who employed you, don't think they don't have value for their money. They have a problem and they think you can solve it. That's why they employed you. So when the time comes and they realize this problem is no more, that is where layoff happens. So that is why all we've been saying is what? Self-improvement, self-value, self-discipline today. So if you've been employed by a company to solve a problem, it is your duty to make sure you improve upon yourself to solve more bigger problems that they even don't think they have. So that adds to your what? Self-value. It's simple. I employed you as a teller in the bank, and all you know how to do is teller duties, teller duties, teller duties, teller duties. You're not improving. Now that intelligent ATMs are coming, whereby you can deposit money at the ATM and withdraw money at the ATM, you are waiting for God from above to come and tell you, that wake up. Do you understand?
Sure.
You come and tell you that wake up. No. When you see, let me put it this way. It's better to choose your own problems and find solution than to let the problem come to you. See, whether you like it or not, life is filled with what? Problems. And this is why I have to live life to what? Chance. We are wrapping up very soon. We are closing by 5, so let's wrapping up. You find your own problems, or the problem finds you. It was the University of Ghana, and a colleague of mine, every day, one thing after the other. So I asked him that, so you cry, what is your own? He said, as soon as you wake up from bed, you're waking up to a problem. So it's better to go and create his own problem. So every day he was in trouble. He was like, once you wake up from bed, you wake up to what? Problems. So it's better he creates his own problems. See, there are so many problems around us, and people pay for solution. People pay for solution. The first time I heard somebody was buying a slippers or a loafer was, let's say, the year 2015, about 1,002 cedis. 1,002 cedis in 2015 is about 3,000 cedis equivalent today. I was like, are you mad? Who will buy 1,002 loafer in this Ghana? But after working hard and meeting people, climbing the ladder, I realized that was ticking change. You understand? I realized that was ticking change. So I used to say those days, I used to believe when they said there was no money in Ghana. Until I realized that when I started working at the airport, and I realized that it's only a fool who say there's no money in Ghana. Because the kind of people that were traveling every evening. I met people who travel on Monday morning. Friday evening, they are back to Accra. Spend time with their family. Monday morning, they are gone. I met people who money that you are praying for is what they spend a month on flight tickets. So the question was, if such people exist in Ghana and they are making that money from Ghana, then me too, I can do it. I can do same. So then the mentality did what? Changed. So now I started looking for problems I can do it. Solve. The problems you solve determines how rich you are. Simple and short. You solve easy problems, you get easy money. You solve difficult, complex problems, more money. People pay for solution. So instead of always condemning your boss, if they could find that solution themselves, Why would they employ you? Do you get it? You see, at times we get angry to attack our bosses. So I type all these things, and he told me to go and retype it again, or he said, the question is, you are there to solve a problem for him. If you wanted to solve it himself, why would he employ you? So if your boss is frustrating you, you should know that is why he employed you. He employed somebody to frustrate. The things that are annoying, he's not willing to do it. So that is why he puts you there. We employ people to solve our problems. And when you are progressing in life, the only way you progress is the more people you have solving your problems. There are times in the beginning you have to solve all problems yourself. Today I have a strong team I work with. You understand? But I tell you that all what you are all doing, it was done by only one person. Do you get it? It was done by only one person. So if today you are by a team of 11, 10, 8, what one person could do, I expect the team to do it way better. Do you get it? So if you wake up and are not solving problems, don't go asking God, why me? Do you get it? I'm free. What problems are you solving?
I'm supplying products to those who need it.
Apart from that, what problems are you solving?
At work.
Yes. No, not at work, because in general, okay, let's say, for instance, somebody goes to work, right? At work, he or she sits from morning to evening, no work to be done. You understand? But you are praying to God for promotion, praying to God for more money. What wisdom should be telling you is that you will soon lose your job. But rather, our wisdom tells us to demand for more money. We don't weigh what we do. Do you get it? If you know the problem you are solving can easily be done by somebody and even be done cheaper and better, they know that you are not of value. That's how come I keep stressing on what? Self-value. If I'm doing something for you, if it's not to the best of my ability, I won't do it. I want to make sure the way I'll do it, or I do the thing, nobody else can do it that way. Yes, sir. Of course, I can employ you. I'll tell you things. But how I make my money, of course, that one I won't tell you. I can tell you all, teach you all 90%, but the 10% is my weapon. And that is not a crime. It's not a crime.
We are in this together.
You understand? That is what? My self-value, and that is the problem I'm solving. You get it? Sure. It is up to you to figure out your own problems to solve. I have problems I solve, and that gives me income. I can decide to even sleep at home the whole month. I know I will get my money before the month will end. Because I have problems I'm solving. You understand? Look around you. There's so many problems. Ask yourself, which ones are you solving? You understand? Let's say I was there and I got a message or mail from Tim that thank Christ, our website, this. Honestly speaking, at that point in time, we had somebody, or secondly, also, we didn't really find the priority. And when somebody has found a problem, you're encouraged by doing what? Saying, let them do it. Are you getting it? The question is, didn't many people hear of us or see us? Do you get it? So he found a problem and the Lord gave a solution. He said again that he went in, when we gave the assignment, he went to his neighborhood to find people and did what? Work for them. So all Tim has to now do to know is that he doesn't need any prayer from God to know that which more problems can I find and solve. And I can tell Tim that there are more than 1 million problems, companies, individuals who need your kind of services. So yours is to find them and keep going. The question is, will it be easy? No. Some will say no, some will ignore you. Yours is to keep going. You understand? Yours is to keep going. And one more thing, always be diligent and cost effective. One thing I advise people is never take advantage of a customer. It's better, you see, just because you feel this person is novice or dumb, so something worth 2,000, you say it's 9,000, because you think the person can afford, the person will pay. But bear in mind, you are not the only one looking for problems and solutions. One day somebody else may walk in and will say, I provide this service. This and this and this are my areas. If you need it, the person will be like, oh really? Give me an estimate. And then an estimate can be like, what? So this person has been charging me this, and somebody is saying, so the person will say, okay, do it and let me see. You understand? And if you're going to do it better, then you realize that, oh, okay, so people have distance all this one, then they do what they cut off. So you hear people saying that, oh, I had this good customer, I lost them. No. If you are diligent in costing and the work you do, you always retain your customer. There are times we lose customers at workplace, but we don't bother because we know we didn't do anything wrong. They go and they do what? They come back. Humphrey, you took our employee materials. When you go through your contact list, you didn't call me. That means I can boldly say that you are not finding problems and solutions. You didn't call Edna, so I can say you are not. You can call. If you know anybody who needs problem materials, please call me. That means you are making an effort to find problems so that you can provide solution to it. Are you understanding me? You start making calls, talk to people. Oh, I supply plumbing materials. Anywhere you are, I can deliver. The person, okay, give me cost. I need items. This. You make sure your prices are very competitive. You will get your job. So the more problems, the more money. So now, when people say they don't know what to do.
So I have a question about the costing. Can you share from personal experience how, because I'm in the line of field where I don't know how to say, I really don't know how to charge. So, and the line of field is, you cannot really charge based on sometimes the work, or it has to do with the skill set. So, how would you recommend? Because sometimes the clients you are speaking with, they might not really have an understanding of what you want to do until you finish the project. So, in such line of work, how would you, like, if you have physical goods, you can say, okay, this is my goods. You know, if it's a portfolio, you can also share portfolio. But sometimes the problem they are bringing is specific to them, so it might not necessarily have anything to do with your portfolio, although they would see your portfolio, see what you've done, but their own specific problem might not have anything. So how would you view your clients? How would you charge such clients?
Usually, if I get you right, when it comes to pricing, right, as I said, just make sure you're competitive. Different clients and different prices. Of course, if I'm working for Coca-Cola Ghana and I'm working for Bless, of course, I'll charge Coca-Cola Ghana more than I will charge Bless. But even if I charge Coca-Cola Ghana more, I'll make sure it's competitive. You understand? At times also, it's your duty to know what your competitors are doing out there, and then you fall within it. So maybe people are charging 10,000 to build websites. What kind of websites are they building? Because if you go charging 10,000, maybe somebody is charging 1,000 cities to do it, I'll go for the 1,000. There are some when it comes to the pricing matter, it's delicate in the sense that at times too, you have no work at your hand. Somebody says, I'll pay you 1,500. If you have nothing doing and you don't lose anything, ask yourself, what am I losing? Based on maybe if you have to do it, you are going to lose 200. It's not better to do it and take the 1,003 than to say you do it at all. Your value, your self-value increases with time, with your self-improvement.
I have a question. So, based on what you asked, so maybe a client reaches out to you, you're not the one that went to them, and then they say they would want you to do something for them. Then you ask them, okay, what is your budget? And they tell you their budget is 2,000. You say, okay, fine, based on your budget, I'll work with you. Then the client will say, okay, I'll get back to you on don't discuss with clients. And then they come back to say, okay, someone else wants to do a part of what you want to do for them, not the complete thing, for 500 CVs. But they mentioned that their budget was 2,000. So you said, oh, okay, I'll work with your budget. Then they come back to say there's someone who wants to do a part of that job, not the entire thing for 500. So they'll get back to you. In an instance like that, what do you do? Because you were working with the information they gave you.
As I said, it always goes back to self-value. Somebody people will say, I can always get somebody who will do it cheaper. I can always get somebody who will do it cheaper. And I tell people that people are lately in Ghana or the world, but people are no longer, I should say, class of people. You should know the kind of people you are dealing with. There are people who are paying for diligence, and there are people who are just paying for work. You should know the difference between the two. I prefer to pay for diligence and not work. Do you get it? So if maybe somebody I can do it cheaper. It's not the cheaper, it's the delivery time. Do it cheaper, a work of maybe 2 weeks, the person can take 3 months. And I'm able to take advantage of people. Maybe, I'll take 2,000. No, I'll give you 1,000 because I found somebody who said they'll do 1,000. Like I say, it's a matter of self-value. Or you can give to the person who wants to do it for 1,000. That one counts with self-improvement. There were jobs that those days I can do, or when they call me, I'll go and do it. Today, when you call me, I won't go. The best I can do is to recommend it to somebody else who is now also up and coming. Do you get it? If you want me to do it, you pay me this for it. Because you are not just paying for the work, you are paying for integrity, you are paying for diligence, you are paying for experience. So if you go and crash, then you realize that, oh, okay, when people charge, it's not because they want to be high. They are charging you for diligence, professional, and experience. So why would somebody go to private hospital? About 95% of the doctors that go to private hospital, they are all government doctors. They work in a government hospital. So why would I leave government hospital and come to private? Because you believe that at your level, you can afford private, you don't want stress, you want VIP service. So you don't have time to go to Kolebu and go and join queue of maybe you have to go at 8 a.m. to see a doctor at 2 p.m. You get it? So I tell you, come to people that when their cases are special, somebody will call, Charlie, you know I've been here for almost 6 hours. I just tell them, ask the nurse, the pathology doctor are going to see, they should find out what is his private hospital. Because you can afford it. So go there and go and see him there. You understand? There are people when their self-value increase, they don't want to increase their self-improvement. To me, I see that to be stupid. You understand? If I can afford a private doctor, why would I go to Kolebu and go and join long queue just to see a doctor? Once I can see that same doctor at a private clinic, that is why you are improving yourself to work hard to make more money. So when it comes to pricing, to just know what your competitors are charging out there. Make sure your work speaks for itself. I have people who will charge for a job, but when they do the job, their charge and the job doesn't match. Just because we say how self-value, you open your mouth to just say anything. Your value and your improvement should match. There are people who work for you, you'll be like, wow, this is great. As I was telling Edna that, I can do my own editing. I can open CorelDRAW and edit a picture. Maybe it will take me from morning to evening to do one design because I'm not frequent at it, but I've placed in the past, I'm not there. So if I'm going to pay somebody to do it, then that person should do better than what I can do. So if I feel I can do it better than what I'm paying for, I'd rather keep my money and do my own thing with it. What I always have in mind is that whatever you are good at, there are other people too who can be good at it. There is nothing if you want to learn, you cannot learn. If I want to be a software developer, a website designer, I can start learning it within 3, 4, 6 months, 1 year. I'll master and be practicing. Do you get it? So when it comes to pricing, one thing I want to tell people is know your place and take it a step at a time. When you're a beginner or you are now coming, of course, people would juggle you up and down. Something that they're supposed to pay 5,000 for, they want to pay you 2,000. Don't get angry. You know you're a beginner. Just let the diligence speak for you. When now you're no longer a beginner, you're a pro. You know, a time will come whereby 20,000 cedis is no longer money you need. If somebody calls you down, I want to come and do a job for me, I'll pay you 5,000. You tell the person, you either pay me 10,000 or give it to somebody else. Do you get it? Because you're no longer hungry. Right now, you are at a place of self-improvement. Do you get it? So if you are coming to tell me you pay me anyhow, anything, I'll tell you, take your work anywhere. Do you get it? Take your work anywhere. So when it comes to pricing, many people take advantage of people. One thing I tell clients I work with is that I don't care how much you are charging. Just know they are competitive enough. Because if somebody else shows up and charges less and does better than you, it's just common sense. Nobody is loyal to the way you are not working for free. It's only when you are working for free that you can demand loyalty. But when you are working for a fee, it is your duty to make sure you do the best and you give your best. So that's why I said you should make sure the problems you are solving it to the best of your ability. So if you realize the problems you are solving are not matched, then you know it's time to do what? Improve and create self-value. Do you get it? So that the more problems you solve, the more money you get, more solution. And there are some problems where you are solving, you know, just for this problem I'm solving, this is always the level I will be at. That one, no matter what you do, no matter how you even improve upon yourself, that's the same level you will be at. That is time to walk away. You understand? You are working for company A. Company A that you are working for, no matter what you do, don't pay you more than 500 cedis. Rather, you become a professional at your field, that they need to pay you like 1,000, but still 500. If truly you are professional, that means that your self-value and self-improvement has what? Increased. So you do what? You can easily get a job at a higher or a different company. Like I said, somebody will leave Joy FM and go to BBC or CNN because their work is now speaking for itself. Don't be like those who know self-value, know self-improvement, but they want they want the best. Somebody will come. I've been with this company for 4 years now. I think I deserve a promotion. If your boss knew you deserve a promotion, they will promote you. Nobody wants to lose a good thing. So if your boss is not scared of losing you, that should mean whatever problem you are solving then is useless. Are we all getting it?
Yes.
We are ending the class. Are we all getting it?
Yes.
So Elizabeth, when you start work on Monday, evaluate your problems with the goals of the company and ask yourself, where do you fall? If I stop work today, will they miss me or don't miss me? If I don't show up for work within 1 month, can work go on without me? If you answer yes to yourself, that means you are living on lack. So you better quickly do what? Put in more work. At times, when I'm doing something, I stop and I say, nah, this is too common. Everyone is doing it. I want to go where nobody is willing to go. So in that way, if I find a solution, I find more what? Money. Do you get it? So Isaac, whatever job you are doing, you have to know that if it's an easy job that anybody can do, then you are not going to get any reward for it. You keep getting what everybody can do, what can get. They are paying the CEO of a company almost close to maybe $100,000 a month as salary in Ghana. You sit back and they're attacking. You think the company paying that salary, they are fools. They are not. You get it? They are not. They know the value they are getting from the person. So please, always we can be honest with ourselves. Evaluate yourself and you know your value. Do you get it? Don't overemphasize your value. Or if I leave Susie will regret. She will suffer. I'll give you a work and give. No. If I stop working for this person, they will see. Do you get it? So, the problems you solve should be complex. So if you are solving easy problems, then please start thinking of how to solve complex problems. So you realize that, okay, I'm with company A. Let's say they sell tomatoes. I'm the store manager. A guy was applying for a job, and previous experience, he said he's a manager. This like, I mean, so the manager of the new company will do the interview. When he saw the CV, he pushed it away. So someone who knows, who required the person to apply for the job, later called that, oh, how come he interview my person and pick? But he promised me you will help me. So the person should come. He said, hey, now you, somebody who is a manager. It's not a position the person is coming from. And he said, don't mind him, he's store manager. These tomatoes are like, he has worked in tomato shop and he's store manager for the person. He has worked in this clothing shop, like a boutique. He's a store manager. That kind of manager. And the person was like, I need to, the person wrote the thing, hey, I'm doing my job. Yeah, I know. Store manager is a store manager. He's a manager. If you go to the fitting shop right now, they will say, oh, this problem, go and look for an auto electrician. But the word auto electrician, if you go and read the meaning of it or the category, it's for somebody who has gone to school, a university for 4 years, or has a degree or a master's and has completed it, who's an auto electrician. But the mechanic you are going to see, he learned the job from his master B for 1 year. If that person is filling forms, he will put the fitter, you put the auto electrician. So some people, this story, I'm telling you, it's not a joke. There's a story of somebody who missed out on his American visa thing because he put the auto electrician or auto mechanic. And he was asked, where is his certificate to prove? And they said, no, he's an auto mechanic, auto electrician. It means you went to university, studied for 4 years, you have a degree or about to show for it. But I know in Ghana here, do you get it? So, if the problems you are solving, focus on solving problems that cannot easily be solved by others. So if your life you are living, the problems you are solving is easy, start thinking of how can I solve complex problems. So that means that it even means maybe when we come back to the self-value and self-improvement, what it means is that maybe it's time to learn a new trade. It's time to learn a new skill. Maybe it's time to go back to school. Do you get it? It's time to, because you realize that your problems you are solving, they are so easy everybody can solve. So you are going back to school to go and learn a new skill. So that you create self-value. Do you get it? Maybe you are a teacher. You realize, even somebody with secondary school certificate can teach. No, let me go back to school. Let me go and get a master's or a degree so that I can create self-value, and right now I will not be an ordinary teacher. When government of Ghana said right now, very soon, people without, license or this thing cannot teach or whatever, some people are angry. Because they've been teaching with secondary school certificates. No self-improvement. No self-improvement.
I want to ask a question. But why is it that most companies, they know that you, the type of employee or a worker, you deserve a raise or the value that they are supposed to pay you, you deserve more than that. But they will never make a move. They wait till the employee or the worker signs to more or less like come up or like give a comments about that before they make the move, or probably if the worker wants to leave the place before they now make it look like, oh, we feel appreciated. You can't use those kind of things. Why do you do that?
Everybody is saving money.
So does it mean that what you say is what they give you?
So before you say what you say, you make sure your value speaks for itself. Do you get it? You make sure your value does what? Speak for itself. Some people are there, it's like I'm going to use a relationship. Normally, when a lady loves a guy so much, most guys tend to take it for granted. They only wake up when they realize they are losing the lady. So it's like the popular saying that you don't know what you have until you've lost it. But before you lose it yourself, make sure you know your value. If some of you should go and tell your boss Monday morning, I want to resign, they will book for dinner or lunch that day to talk. Or they will book for a meeting that the next day, please come and meet the directors. We want to have a conversation with you. And then those of you who say to Monday you want to resign, they'll say, oh, when? When do you intend to resign? Oh, okay. We wish you all the best in your next endeavor. Always make sure you don't joke with what? Self-value. Make sure nobody who loses you will be happy. It's all come down to self-improvement and self-value. And you can only achieve this when you are discipline. So look for complex problems to solve if you want to change your story. There are some of you are working for people. Ask yourself, how can I go the extra mile? You understand? How can I even think for this person? So the person will realize that, oh, Charlie, he or she will appreciate having you. But when they always have to tell you what you have to do, that means you are not solving any problem. So now this all, if you've been listening carefully, you will get access to the reason why I say I don't celebrate so much of success. You will get access to why I say I don't celebrate or pat myself at the back too much. Because I can do better or we cannot do better. At the moment, what problems are you really solving? Are they that complex or they are not? If they are not, you get back to the thinking table. Look for complex problems. Because of time, we'll wrap it up. You understand? We will continue this in our next class. But let's all look for problems and solve. If you create your own problems and find your own solution, it's better to create your own problem than to let the problem come and look for you. Let's say, for instance, don't wait till you are broke or in debt before you start finding solution of getting money. Create brokenness for yourself, if there's a correct English grammar. Create your own pain. You understand? At times you have money, but forget that you have money. Ask yourself, what if I don't have this money? What will happen to me? What if I don't have this work? What will happen to me? Get to work. You understand? Some of this thought is just to ginger you sometimes. Create your own problems. Find your own pain. Do you get it? I keep telling people we have good pain. No, in fact, we have sensible pain and useless pain. When I say people don't understand. We have sensible pain and useless pain. And useless pain is a car knocking you, a dog biting you, knife cutting you. That pain, there's no lesson to learn from it. It's a useless pain. You understand? But when you wake up and you have nothing to eat and you're hungry, that pain you are feeling, if you put it to good use, when you work hard and breakthrough starts coming, you will make sure you never go broke because you remember what hunger was like. So you put in the needed work to avoid hunger. So wrap it up over here. Let's all go and look for problems to solve. If you can't find any problem, create one yourself. Please, we're talking about financial good problems. I didn't say go and attack someone. I'm talking about problems that can lead to solutions that will grow us. The mentorship class will not serve any value if at the end or in a year's time, we are all at the same place we are and complaining about the same things we are complaining. So we'll wrap it up here because of time, and we'll continue. The problems and money will continue. I was just brushing on it. We'll continue on our next mentorship class into details.